So, I guess we're live. We're going to figure it out in a second. Let me see. Let me check the other. Yep, we live. Scheduled for 7:48. I'm not scheduled. I'm going live right now. Can y'all motherfuckers see me? Well, I hang out for a little bit, see if y'all can, while I eat my delicious meal. Switch this over here, huh? Where we at? Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, the comments. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, the comments. Man, this Streamlab shit goes super late. Hey, Xavier, delivery. Sim John Super Trader 2019. I still know what 304s mean. I can't even pretend like I know what that means. Damn, like this Streamlab shit is fucking backwards as fuck. Like, it just moves like super fucking late. What do girls think when they see two guys fight? That they are strong or emotional boys? Well, some girls just like to see dudes fighting because it just remind them of our testosterone and shit. But most of the time, the bitches don't like. Bitches look for men. Bitches look to men for like stable, calm protection. So that shit really isn't cool for real. Juju Kaisen, no. I ain't heard of that. But I'm trying to get. I'll tell you what anime I'm trying to get into though is Gungrave. Because that new game getting ready to come out. And I always wanted to play the old Gungrave, but I just never got a chance to. I'm going to be right back. I always wanted to play the old Gungrave, but I never got a chance to. I guess now, for real, I could just find some little mod or some website to play it on. But so I'm watching the anime at Gungrave before the new Gungrave comes out on, on PS4 and PS5. Because that shit looks gangster to me. Motherfucker just walks around. That motherfucker walks around with a grave on his back. It looks like a grave on his back and just be shooting motherfuckers. So I watched the first episode. So what I got the first episode was that motherfucker's like he's bulletproof or something. Like people they were shooting him and the bullets was bouncing off, and they had him like tied down in his chair with like blood or something tied to his neck. Let me scroll down. But the comments on the screen that y'all see, which is what I see, it's like it moves a lot slower. I mean, some noodles my girl made. Some glass noodles. Hold on, let me hold it up. Some glass noodles and some peppers with cut up beef in it. But it has like soy sauce for the sauce. Like she made this a few days ago. I gently turned a female coworker down in August by saying it's because we work together. I'm not able to date her. And she really told HR I made her feel unsafe. Yeah. That goes into what I just had happen, actually, right before I started this stream. So I was on Facebook, right, going through watching people play video games online. And for some reason, this bitch with one of them internet whores, she kept popping up on it. So I was like, yo, man, I was trying to figure out how to block her because I don't want to see, if I'm not trying to watch porn while I'm watching video games. The bitch sitting there with her tits hanging out, 10 pounds of makeup on and a wig, right? And all she's doing is just sitting there. I'm not trying, so first I tried to block her so I wouldn't see her anymore, right? So I'm going to I can't figure this shit out. I was on my phone. I'm like, how do I block this bitch? Like, it won't even let me block her. Probably because she has like a gaming channel or something. I don't know. I couldn't figure out how to block her. So I messaged her, hey, can you please block me? Because I really don't, because I'm not a fan of e-thoughts and I don't want to look at you ever again. So can you block me? Because I tried to figure, here, I'll even show y'all the messages. Hang on. I'm like, and she got mad. So It was authentically Alex Gaming, game video creator. Oh, I ended up figuring out how to block her, so I just blocked her myself. But so I wrote this. Can y'all see that? Because that light up there. Can y'all? Oh shit! Hang on. So this is what the purpose me. I said, can you please block me so so you won't come up in my feed? I can't figure out how to do it. Thanks. Now I see that shit from the outside looking at. I'll be like, yeah, AD, you a little wild for that. And then and so that was like some little generated message, and it goes down. It says, hey, and then she wrote back mad and saying, hey, can you please fall in a ditch and get a life? You're super annoying and really need a hobby. Thanks. So I wrote back, no need to be rude. I'm not a fan of e-thoughts. And so my spell check fucked up, and it wrote, we lease block me. And then I wrote under that, so I won't see you ever again. So I had to reply to myself to correct that. Well, I already blocked her anyway, so she can't see none of this anyway. So then I made a correction at the bottom, please block me. So while I was in the midst of that, I ended up stumbling on my iPad and figured out how to actually block her. So I just blocked her. So that's why it says you turned off messages at the bottom. But she got mad because, like, okay, can I get a bitch that look like that? She's not like. See, the thing is, a bitch that look like that is not used to anybody saying shit like that to him. So I mean, so after I did, I thought about the reality. Like, yo, all them beta chump simps swarming her pussy to watch her sit in front of a desk. Could you imagine when she read that message? Like, she probably went into her phone like, what beta chumps do I have now? And went, I probably, hey, to be real about it, I'm probably responsible for a lot of young, attractive females committing self-harm. And I've accepted it. Because somebody got to check them, all right? Somebody got to check them. Look, every pretty girl, and I tell my girl, there's these hussies that work at the coffee shop down the street. And I always treat them like shit. And my girl be seeing it. and she, either her or somebody else, I go with their ass, like, why you treat them like that? I say, yo, man, that bitch got 15 dudes chasing her, worshiping the ground she walk on. She need a reality check. Just treat her, just tell them no. Just reject whatever they did, it wasn't good enough. Just do it sometimes, right? And watch how it's going to flip to where they feel the need to go further to please you type of shit. Like, just do it. Like, this is what I be telling dudes all the time. Just go. So if you see it, if you dealing with an attractive girl, just tell her no. Or just, this ain't that good. Just experiment with it and see what happens. Trust me. She'll get mad at first, and then she'll come around and be hovering around you after that. I did that to my girl's coworker. Like, I roasted her pretty hard. Like, we was drinking at this restaurant. I'm not even gonna lie. I did roast her kind of hard. And she got her feelings hurt. Like, I roasted her kind of hard. And you know what? She started bringing homemade jams and shit. Like, yo, where? Because this is one type bitches that I'm not even joking. She came in wearing a Tag Hero watch and that same purse that Jamelia Nusa Yava Yava girl was wearing in my extended video on Patreon. That's $1,000 bag. What? How did I get a bitch wearing $1,000 worth of shit in a country that average wage is like $1,500, by the way? She bringing me homemade jams. That's how it works. Like, you got, like, it hurts, but you got to be mean to them. Like, you got to cut their ass down because if you being nice to them, man, you just gonna be another motherfucker. Oodles and noodles, no. These is that Vietnamese glass noodle shit. I don't know if you can see it. It's see-through noodles. It's that Vietnamese shit. Yeah. So, because sometimes I can't see the comments here. 304. Oh, I see. 304s. How does fame really affect a woman's attraction to men? Well, she's just gonna want other men that's doing something. She's gonna want. A woman is always trying to go up, unless she figures she's getting ready to fuck up real bad, and she needs somebody to feel sorry for her. Otherwise, she's always trying to go up, man. It doesn't matter if she was a brain surgeon. She's gonna want the next highest brain. If a bitch was the #1 accountant in the state, well, she only gonna fuck with a dude who's #1 in something. All right? She not gonna fuck with just an average motherfucker after that. How come the comments ain't showing up? The comments that y'all seen on the screen ain't showing up. Oh, wait, hang on. That's probably why. Okay, it says some messages may not be visible. Okay, so let me open up all this shit. Okay, here we go. I got chopsticks. I got another room. I'm gonna go, yeah, man, that's a good idea. Let me go give you something real fast. Oh, God damn it. What the fuck, yo? What the fuck? See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Yep. Now, I wanted to make this another video. Life with AD TV, of another issue that you got when a spouse damn near lives with you. Now, I had all my chopsticks in this one drawer. I had, like, no joke, I had like tons of them. They all gone. I don't know where they at now. Yeah, I'll show y'all where they should be. Now, these chopsticks have been over here. They've been in this thing for at least a year, right? My kitchen a little dirty and shit. They was right, can y'all see that? They was right here. Now, well, can y'all see any? I don't see any chopsticks. They was right here for a year. And now they gone. I don't know where they at. I had a ton of them. Now I gotta call her and see where my damn chopsticks at. In my place. I don't know where they at. Where the fuck? See, this is problems you get when a woman damn near lives with you. You ain't never gonna know where. Okay, if she takes it upon herself to clean. See, this is the problem with women. They always work in extremes. So if she takes it upon herself to clean, then she don't just stop when it's in good time and shit. Like, she gonna just start moving shit around for no goddamn reason. And you ain't ever gonna know where nothing at. So, see, now I gotta call her to find out where my damn chopsticks at. Chopsticks have been there for a year. Can't even find them. Because she don't like sushi. But I love sushi. So whenever we get sushi, I end up just taking a bunch of them. Because she knows, so we save all the ones that she get. And I always save mine. So now, but guess what? You know, I don't know where they at. No, I don't. I've heard the name replica. I think I've seen a few videos a long time ago. But I don't watch anybody else. What? Let me go back to these. Yeah, stranger. I'm thinking she threw them away too, because I don't see them anywhere in there. She probably threw them away. I don't see a chop nor a stick. My shit is gone. Oppress young women. Yeah, Scholar Master. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's it. Yeah. But here's the thing, like you know, it's only nature to want to listen to what's more like you to get through something. So they get women when they're young. I shouldn't even say this, but a friend of mine, his wife done got his books on got a book that say "Little Feminist" on it. I was like, what the fuck? That's America. And here's the thing. Here's the other part. See, like, okay, this is like with that E thought I showed y'all that I blocked. See, here's the thing. See, this is the other thing. And women know this is true, right? Women know this is true. Men will hold their genuine opinions hostage, all for the reason of secretly hoping that there's a chance to get pussy out her later. So they want to be nicer to the bitch. Like, women know this. Like, women already know. Men are the ones who think don't nobody know they doing it. Men, men will be nicer to bitches and all this. They'll be nicer. They try to go the extra mile, try to be kinder, try to give them shit before they even ask for it. They doing all this because secretly, deep down, they know this bitch don't deserve it. But a lot of guys will do that because they secretly hope that they'll get vagina at a later date. And women know it. They know it. Every woman knows it. Every woman knows it. The only one that thinks that nobody knows is the man. Let's say in my video I made today. Men to women are what women are to children. Like, men think women are stupid when it comes to this shit. They don't know what they don't know what they really doing, all that stuff like that. They know exactly what they're doing. And just like women act with children. Like the mothers, they think the child don't really know and blah blah. Man, the child knows exactly what they're doing. Yeah, the female of the trans bodybuilder. Yo, I hope it's more trans. I hope that men and women genuinely, that there is no separation in sporting events between men and women, because that's equality. I can't wait for actual equality to happen. Oh, I seen a thing. Y'all remember that video I did about on Gaston at Disneyland where that bitch came rubbing on his chest and walked away laughing and all that shit? These motherfuckers had the nerve to post somewhere, I think it was on Facebook, they said they were questioning if Gaston was right for what he did. That's unbelievable. American dingbat bitches, that's what you get. And you know what? Just like I said earlier, there's going to be beta chumps in there trying to tell women what they want to hear and try to fight guys who actually say something like how I'll say it, because they secretly think that other women are going to validate them to get pussy out of them later because they're being extra nice. And it never works. It never works. Well, I'll be real. Okay. There are some Hail Mary chances it'll work, but it doesn't work the way that the guy thinks it'll work, right? When a guy is trying to be nice to get some pussy, the reality of what happens with that in most cases, is when the guy is being super nice because he thinks it's going to get him pussy, the reality of what happens is, yeah, the guy's being nice, he's falling to extra beta land territory, and the woman fucked around and got her... Okay, just like the one I blocked on here. Just like the one I blocked on here on the Facebook gaming. It said, see, now that I blocked her, some like the next super nice beta dude, she'll probably give him sympathy pussy because a dude like me hurt her. And she'll give him some sympathy pussy to build her self-esteem back up. That's usually the only time that shit works, man. Being nice to get some pussy. Because that alpha dude hurt her. And when I say alpha, I mean, okay, that mentally alpha dude. I'm not saying physically and all that financial. I'm saying just that mental dude who just doesn't need her fucking attention. I've been in the process of red pilling my close circle of friends. Suffice to say, it's been a success. My man Robert Thicke was played dirty by the redhead on the Blurred Lines video. Yeah, man. Like I said, at this point, with the whole shit of that whole abuse, like, look, and here's the thing, people forget, I think it was a couple years ago, other women started calling out women on coming out 10 years later about it. And motherfuckers buried that. Because people don't want to hear that. When it comes to women saying abuse, it's getting to the point, it's really getting, okay, y'all remember the stories I remember those stories when I was younger about a girl who would always run to her parents, say somebody abused her, blah, 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 blah. Like, and the parents didn't care. Like, now I'm starting, like, well, I'm not saying this is the same time period as that, but, like, where I am at, I'm getting to the point where, like you just crying wolf at this point. Because society is just pushing, like, and here's the thing, like the last article I did about the woman who's claiming abuse because her boyfriend didn't want to have sex with her. So he's abusing her. So, only for the fact that he doesn't want to have sex with her. You see, like, shit like that is why, like, it's just, they're just crying wolf. Unless I witness some shit, and even then it's 50-50. All right, because that may be what she's into. We don't know. All right. At this point, yeah, it's just crying wolf. It's just hard for me to, unless some personal chord gets struck. There's so many ways around that to where it could be what she really wants, or she's just lying, or she's doing it for attention, or she's doing it to get. It's just too many. It's just too much. Which is fucked up to say, because I'm sure it still happens. But this is what this is what modern feminized woman has done. They will put attention above. Attention is more valuable than anything else to modern day woman who's been enlightened by feminism. So like I just don't believe them. I just no. You know how many women out there? You know how many women out there in fetish communities are literally paying men to randomly kidnap her when she doesn't know what's gonna happen and take her in a van and go fuck. You know how many women in the world are paying for that behind closed doors? Go on any fetish site, fetish kink site, blah, blah, and you'll find them. Women are literally out there paying men to do this. See, mainstream media don't like to talk about that. Because if we talk about that, we'll open up a whole new can of worms of, well, when do we know a woman's telling the truth? I say lie detector test, everything requires DNA, lie detector test, and work from there. Because otherwise, if it's just he said, she said, that is you might look. That's an immediate I don't believe you from me. Or if it's just he said, she said, which is fucked up. Because that's what women have done. If women didn't fuck it up, then I'd be more for like the he said, she said shit. But that's what women do. Women fuck it up. So I don't pay attention. I don't care. And see, this is why when a man says he was sexually assaulted by a man, oh yeah, everybody believes that. Everybody's gonna believe it because men ain't walking around screaming it every 5 seconds because like what's her name, Emily Ratajkowski, bitch done hit 30 and now she reaching for attention. You know what I'm saying? White single mothers even more. White pregnant women can get away with murder and only get probation. This shit is ridiculous. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. White, yeah, especially if she's white. Yeah, that's yeah. She a white woman can literally walk into a courtroom, have a mother and hold a motherfucker by the throat and shoot him in the head, and a judge will go, well, what did you do to make her do that? That's where we at right now in the world. That's just it's in the U.S. Most women want to be feminists because society pushed them into it. Well, society society will push them into it. If as long as you always phrase a way to make you look like the victim, then you're gonna fall for whatever they gonna sell you. If you're always a victim and if you can just get a bunch of shit for free, then you're always gonna buy it. All right, that's just how the world's always worked. Taylor the Fiend, Donovan Sharp at AD, Austria D taught me well. Thanks a lot, NB. I appreciate it, man. What's it? Hugh Hefner, Patrice O'Neal were the wall that held back this Me Too feminist BS. AD out here hold. Thanks. They even put me in the same sense with the motherfuckers is crazy to me. So thanks a lot. I appreciate it, man. Like with the women's soccer scandal, I don't know what that's about. AD, how do you get out of a rape accusation? That's, well, I mean, get out. I mean, well, okay, so I'm assuming you were accused of rape, you didn't do it, right? But I mean, that's a big, wide situation you got on your hands, man. Depending on what all happened, that's just too hard to answer in one quick rant. Feminists, what do we want? We don't know. When do we want it? Now. Feminists do not understand how much men contribute to the world and how reliant they are. Oh yeah, no, like a monkey. Yo, I say this all the time, man. Like I seriously hope that all the statistics in the workforce get flipped. which my point is doing it is I want all the women to take all the jobs primarily taken by men and not just the jobs that are sexualized in news and media. I want women to take on plumbing, electrician, construction work, heavy machinery operators, working in steel plants. I want all the women in those jobs. See, that's equality. That's actual equality. What women want is just revenge. Modern feminists just want revenge. They want all the painted nice shit that men already built, and they want to just come take it. See, they don't want actual equality. See, women don't understand what equality. Well, women don't understand math. All right, so they don't understand what actual equality means. There's a 21-year-old black girl in my country who killed a white 65-year-old woman out of cold blood. Now people are saying it's stress from COVID's fault why she did. Yeah. Xavier, yeah, man. Like, women always get that benefit of, well, maybe something triggered it. Maybe there's a reason why she did it. If a man does it, oh, you just did it. And a man is just evil. But if a woman, well, first, is she cute? Well, if she's cute, then somebody must have did something to her. Somebody must have, she couldn't have done it on her own. She's woman. She couldn't be evil. She couldn't do something bad on her own. The world must have triggered it. So it's really not her fault. Yeah. But when a man does something, oh, you just did it. We don't care who triggered you. Well, you should have been in charge of it. If somebody triggered you should have checked yourself, bruh. Now go into prison for 8 years for taking this candy bar. Meanwhile, on the flip side, woman who accuses man of rape but comes to admit that she lied because she thought that the guy she really wanted would find out she fucked him. Oh, what happens to her? Oh, you lied? Oh, I get it. You lied. You didn't want Alpha Chad to know that you fucked regular Billy. Oh, okay, there, just walk out for free. No big deal. That's it. That's a life, man. What will the rest of Europe be like in America? Will the rest of Europe be like America in the future? Is it avoidable? Jonathan Meyer, I don't think Europe will ever get there for the sheer fact that Europe is very connected, but is also very separated. I don't think Europe will ever get there because just the sheer prostitution and the views on sex. See, what the only thing that's keeping that's keeping America getting more fucked up is because men are afraid to lose the possibility of sex. That's what's doing it, man. That's what's doing it. Men are afraid to lose that. Men have been so beaten down by society that they're severely afraid of losing that potential for sex at a later date. So they'll just kind of fold and bend to and women know it. Women fucking know it. But see, out here in Europe, it's a bit different because Europe is separate. Europe is very connected, but it's also very separated. All right, and as long as there has been a woman, there will always be prostitution. Fucking period. Hey, thanks, Snide Feather. Let me switch to this. Snide Feather. Thanks a lot for a donation. Thursdays are now my favorite day because because AD is live. Can you upload a past stream Patreon where you roast Snow Bunny? I don't know what that is. Where I roasted Snow Bunny Steph on Patreon. Oh, I thought it was. It should be on Patreon unless somebody took it down. I didn't take it down. It should be up there. I don't take down anything. If anything's ever been taken down, it's because it was copyrighted or something like that. So maybe it got copyrighted. Maybe she copyrighted her shit. I don't know. But no, back to will Europe end up like? I don't see Europe ending up like that. But hey, that's not fair. Thanks again for a donation. We slowly get into the Elgato capture card for Red Pill Gaming. Watch me play some games and hang out. But yeah, will Europe end up like? No, because as long as there is woman, there is prostitution. And then once you start adding in these changes of languages and all, Europe can't keep up with that. It's just too many languages floating out, and woman is going to prostitute. Wherever, as long as woman is on earth, that is woman's nature to prostitute, either directly or indirectly, but she must sell her vagina. And on top of that, these motherfuckers in Europe just don't even see sex in the same light. They just don't see sex in the same perspective. Like America has almost made sex like a taboo art form kind of thing. America has, and it's a mixture of bitches being so dumb. Most of them are fat and just idiots. And on top of that, by the time you see a healthy bitch in America, she's a fucking 9 out of 10 just because she's skinny and took a bath. So that's just a rarity right there. So and on top of it, once you add in all this modern feminist idiotic dumb shit that's getting pushed on the younger girls, sex is pretty much a taboo. If a man expresses interest in sex in America, he is automatically vilified. You see, have you ever noticed that when a man in America, when a man verbally expresses his like where like let's say it's a group of people, if he ever expresses it, his expressing love for sex, he is the immediate villain, right? And if a woman does it, oh, I got to be lucky to get with her. See, this is what bitches have done to men in America. And this is where that severe unity brought down America. Whereas, like I said, over in Europe is unified, but it's also very separated. So it's just too much traffic come in and out, and too many completely different cultures. In the West, I mean, in America, yeah, we got different cultures. We got, the North and South and the West. But, I mean, we're all still a lot similar to each other. Whereas out here, these motherfuckers, like, they speak completely different languages, got completely different histories and backgrounds. You know what I'm saying? It's hard enough for these motherfuckers keep up with what's going on now in Europe. Could you imagine them trying to crack down on prostitution like that? It just ain't even worth it. For these motherfuckers, it's not. Hey, Peyton DeGray, how's it going? Thanks a lot for the positive words, man. Sex isn't that great. Peace of mind after sex is what you're looking for. Yeah, Marcus Abraham, yeah. Agreed. You roasted Snow Buddy Steph on YouTube. Yeah, but I think I remember the live stream where she was sitting in the car talking about how she has an eating disorder and all this shit. Pretty much she's just mad because she's hitting the wall and there's nothing she could do about it. I mean, she's completely hitting the wall from being just a youthful girl. Oh, yeah. Is prostitution illegal to raise the value of women? Yeah, in the U.S., Scholar Master, yeah. That's really all it's doing in the U.S. Because, like I said, okay, with the hooker shit, man, like woman is prostitute. The world has to just accept that shit and move the fuck on. Woman is prostitute. It's what she does. Okay, you could go and to prove my point, you can go to the poorest area. Now I want to say the poorest area, but let's just say an area that is not that doesn't have technology. They don't know what the fuck's going on, blah blah. And you show a 6-year-old boy a picture of this beautiful woman and ask him, what do you think you got to do to get this woman, this beautiful woman on this phone, right? What do you think you have to do to get this woman? Well, you got to have a lot of money. You got to be big and strong. These motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? And then in that same village, go ask that little 6-year-old girl, Prince Charming, a picture of Prince Charming, right? And ask her, well, what do you have to do to get this Prince Charming? Well, I got to be skinny and pretty. Like, they gonna know it. It's nature. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna sell her beauty in exchange for your ability to produce resources. To be woman is to be prostitute. That's what it is. And for motherfucker, like I said, it's just gonna be one way or another. Either it's direct prostitution, meaning cash in hand, holes are now open, or it's gonna be, oh well, you gotta at least make me sell me a dream that I'm some fucking princess to get into my pussy, or you gotta get into my mind and fuck with my head to make me wanna please you and to give you some pussy. You see, but anyway, you still have to do something to get. It's still an exchange. To be woman is to be prostitute, man. And like I say, for guys who against that shit, like it's just gonna be a harder awakening for guys who are against prostitution, because it's just gonna be a harder awakening when that reality happens. When that reality happens, it's like, yo, you mean I still got like I mean, really think about it. Like, you never. How many times as a man, how many times were you able just to walk out in the world and just get sex just because you want it and just because you just was just you. Right? Not counting the clothes and the shoes and the house and the car and all that shit, but because you was just you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you ain't have to talk, you ain't have to do a whole lot of shit. Oh, you know what I'm saying? You have to exchange something for a vagina. You see, woman's exchange is just being woman. So woman can never fully understand it. Her exchange is just being woman. So she can't just walk into a room and just stare at the fucking wall and a motherfucker say, you see how her ass look standing next to that wall? I want to fuck that bitch. And go, hey, what's going on? What's your name? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? You got to go. So, okay, another perfect example. Because I'm on this international shit, right? What is international shit? If a guy doesn't speak the language, he has a much more difficult time in picking up bitches. Now, and like I said, if the bitch don't speak that language, see, women, she's not really trying to figure you got to come, like I said, unless you're like unusually good looking or something, you got to come to them. So like now, so let's say in America, right? Let's say let's say Ohio. You go to a bar and a bitch is there from fucking I don't know, let's just say Romania, right? And she don't speak English, right? But this bitch got a nice ass. You gonna find any way you can to entertain that bitch to clap them cheeks. Right? Right? Because you have to do it. You have to initiate it. Bitches just sit back and wait. So they can't really, they'll never be able to fully understand it. To be woman is to be, yeah, Simon Lewis for sure. Yeah, to be woman is to be prostitute. That's what it, that's just, the sooner men in the manosphere can accept that is the quicker they gonna grow times 10. All right, the quicker, because see a lot of guys, and that goes into what I be hearing all the time in this shit. Other manosphere guys like they try to they talk against prostitution. I'm never paying for pussy, blah blah. Yeah, dummy, you still paying for pussy. You just didn't pay for it directly. Why you buy that house, motherfucker? Why you get that motorcycle? Why you get that car? Yeah, you'll say you like it, but hey, if a bitch see you on it, that's plus 500 kudos. That just but bitch, you try to mask like, oh, I just like the motorcycle. Yeah, the fuck out. I mean, some dudes do just like the motorcycle, but they know what it's like. Okay, they know what they really doing it for. Motherfuckers ain't out there riding a unicycle. Men love ride. Some men love unicycles. They ain't trying to go ride a uni. Most men aren't gonna have the courage to go out there and ride a unicycle picking up bitches. I would do it, but most men wouldn't do it, all right? Because they know bitches don't like unicycles. You see, so them motherfuckers are, oh, don't pay for pussy, motherfucker. You are like you pay like. You build the whole reason most men are even gonna build themselves up is for the hope of getting pussy at a later date, which goes back into what I said earlier. Women know when you trying to be nicer and kinder and withhold your actual brutal opinion because you secretly think you're gonna work your way into her pussy at a later date. She knows it. All right, she knows it. The only one who think, like I said in the video, was it today or a couple days ago? The only one who thinks anybody's stupid is the man. Men usually think the woman is stupid, and the only one acting like playing dumb is the woman. The woman will now play dumb to figure out what she can do to manipulate and get to some better resource, get to some better shit out of that. She'll just play dumb. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, what do you mean? I didn't know. And then a motherfucker like me will come across and say, cut it out. Stop it. You know. Don't play dumb. You know exactly what I'm talking about. They'll be busted. Every fucking time. They know what they doing, man. The bitches are dumb. But when it comes to interpersonal communications and relations, they not dumb when it comes to that shit. To know what the point is of this person. Now, they'll play dumb to try to fit some other dream or try to get some better, if they feel like they can manipulate something out of it. But they know exactly what it was from day fucking one. See, this is another reason why I don't fucking take serious women say they've been abused and all this shit, because they knew what that guy was after the first 5 sentences that he spoke to her. Trust me on that. I said, I had family members and female friends who dudes was whooping their ass, beating them up, all that shit. And I'm always the one that said that tells all the other guys, let her go, because she is exactly where she wants to be. And every time motherfuckers like, well, no, I gotta protect her. Like, no, because now you're getting like a fucking idiot, because she's exactly. And every time, what happens? Every fucking time, what happens? She ends up, she goes out there and that bitch will turn on her. What's that shit Batman had? Detective vision. That bitch will turn on detective vision to find his footsteps to see where he went. Are these his footsteps? I need to analyze. Then pull the DNA tracer. Then you gotta be running with the detective goggles, bumping into shit. She will go and lick the ground on the way back to that motherfucker who was whooping her ass. And every time they come back to me and say, yeah, you was right. She went back to Tyrone. She went back to Chad Tyrone. He over there whooping her ass again. And every time, it never fails, dude. So I don't care if it's your sister, your aunt, I know it'll hurt a little more. Your cousin, your mom, whatever the fuck, I know it's gonna hurt. Okay, because you don't want to see them get beat up, but you got to understand woman's mind. She don't care what you want to see. All right, she cares about what she wants. And if she figures it's bad, she'll try to spin it as, oh, I'm a victim, blah, blah, blah. You know, when she can stroke her ego off of it, and then she'll go right back out to him. She will do, this is what women do. Like I said, to start all this out, the only one who thinks somebody's stupid is the men. And then the one who's playing stupid to see what she can get away with is the woman. Just like with women with their children. The woman thinks the children are stupid, and the children know exactly what's going on. They're going to just manipulate, see what they can. See, woman is to man what children is to woman. If it wasn't for women existing, most men wouldn't even wash up, Steve Harvey. I get tired of smelling myself, so I would. The longest I've gone, even of late, the longest I've gone without taking a shower is about, I think, when I get sick, I'll go about 3 days. If I'm like real sick, I'll go about 3 days without taking a shower. But I'll just get tired of smelling myself, and I just got to do it. But that's just me though. I'm not saying that's all, man. Hey, some motherfuckers can go a week. I can't do that. I just get tired of smelling myself. Like, yo, every time I turn around, whack, just my own odor just hits me in the face again. Like, yeah, I gotta do something about this. Like I said, I think the longest I've gone, maybe 3, at max 4 days. At max. It's definitely been no more than that. Why I'm addicted to his talks. Thanks, Robin. Flashy clothes, foreign cars, and nice cribs are how men peacock for women. Simply put, indirect prostitution. Yeah. So Simon Lewis. Now, okay, so for me, I'll tell you what. So my history with this was, which I just had this conversation with my girl about this. So when it comes to like nice cars, like, yeah, I got that BMW in the US. And the thing was, and I was telling my girl about this, like, I just have a soft spot for BMW, but the thing is, like, once you already get something like that one time, like, you don't, it was more about to see if you can get it. Just like how I said a long time ago, a lot of times with Facebook and Google employees, like, they actually have a hard time keeping some of them people in there, because what people find out is when they went to go get that job at Google and Facebook making all this money, well, the whole high was to see if they can get that validation to get hired by Google and Facebook. And after that, they just ran out of steam. Like, I know one dude personally, and if I want to say I know at least 2 others who did that. They, because one dude had a nice house in Ohio. And I didn't know him personally, but I knew him. I didn't know him like personally, but I knew of him, right? And he got a job out at Google. And he was like me. He would always he would always just, give money away to charities. So he would always do that. And he had a nice house, nice car in Ohio, and he got a job out at Google. So Google Facebook, some one of them places out in California. He got a job out there, and he seen what they was paying him. Dude, he left the key on the rug and just left. He didn't even, he ain't touch his house. They paid him so much money, he just left this shit behind and just flew out to California. And we don't know if he paid that shit off or not. Because I guess the amount of money they was paying him was so much more than he was used to ever seeing. That house immediately became a cracker box to him. He just left the key and said ta-ta and flew on the airplane across America. But the thing is, I never knew what happened to him after that. But the thing is, a lot of people, they'll do that, but they'll find out like a year or two into it, like, yo, I don't even like doing this shit, man. The high was just to see if I can do it. And then a lot of, more times now, they end up working out of vans, starting their own companies, living in a van in California, or living on little to no money, but because they got that high out their system. My thing, well, and I was like that with a car. I was like that with cars. Like it was just my thing. Like I just want a BMW. I wanted to get a BMW and drive in and feel like I was comfortable driving in a BMW. And I got to that point, and now I just don't even care. Like now I got a Ford Focus now. This or that tells you, like I just don't. It just I just don't care because I've already had I've already had the nice cars and I got access to nice cars. My dad he got a real nice Cadillac truck. So I mean I just don't even care anymore because I've already had it. And when it comes to nice clothes, I prefer suits. Personally, this is just me. I prefer suits because that's okay. You would think I was a kind of a snob, but the reason I like suits is because I'm lazy with dressing. So, but I do pick up like I do want my shit to match, right? So that's why I wear suits. Well, I ain't wearing a suit now. I'm wearing just some jogging shit. But when I wear suits, just so I don't have to think about does this shirt go with these shoes and will these shoes go with this hat and will this hat go with this watch and all. See, I ain't trying to do all that. So with a suit, you just put on the pants, put the jacket on, just slap on a shirt and just bounce. Carlos Rosado, that's just I'm like thirsty for money now. But it just probably says, do you have Cash App, AD? Because I don't have Super Chat. I got the PayPal for the donation for the Elgato capsule card. And the Cash App should be, hang on. Let me find my Cash App real quick. I do got a Cash App. Where we at? Oh, I ain't even checked this shit on. Is it still on? I don't ever even check it. Okay. Here's my Cash App. Let me type it in right now. Or can I put it? Can I even? No, I can't even type it in. Yo, because I'm using Streamlabs. What the fuck? I can't even type it in. Or can I? Oh, yes, here it is. Okay. And I got this check keyboard, so I got to remember where the dollar sign is. Okay, it's the same spot. Cash App. There we are. Did I spell that right? It was just my Austria dick name. I probably spelled it wrong, but I hope that worked. Thanks a lot, Carlos. I appreciate it. Showing us a little. Hey, man, that's always cool, man. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it, man. But back to the Ford Focus. Yeah, I got a little Ford Focus. I'll show y'all a picture of it. A little Ford Focus, because I just don't care anymore, man. Like, once you get it, like, you just don't really care. Well, like, and that's the thing. Like, okay, and that goes at and on the last live stream we was talking about like who would you fuck if you had a chance. Well, I've already fucked the nines and the nines and tens in brothels or in clubs or girls driving from out of town to come fuck. I've already had the nines or tens. So for me, like just flat out beauty just really doesn't do. Flat out beauty alone just doesn't do much for me anymore. Cause I've already been spitting beauty's face. I fucked it up the asshole. I've shoved my fingers down its throat. I've made it puke on my dick. I've made it drink piss. I've already had beauty do all that, right? Now, some guys go the other extreme, like Charlie Sheen. Now, Charlie Sheen, when I read Charlie Sheen's story, I knew exactly what that was. I knew exactly what Charlie Sheen's story, because Charlie Sheen had too much money. and kept looking for that. He got addicted to sex like a drug. He was looking for that next high, so he started fucking trannies and shit. And that's how he got HIV, because he was taking dicks up the ass. He didn't know how to maintain that shit, right? He didn't like I knew what that was. So when I read a story and after living over here in Prague for some years in Czech Republic, I knew exactly what that was. See, because and theoretically, like I don't have anywhere near the amount of money Charlie Sheen has, but I'm in the same atmosphere type of shit where I can just go fuck drop dead beautiful for for relatively not much out of my bank, for relatively nothing from my bank account. So it's always on call. You see what I'm saying? So like I'm in that same atmosphere with him. So when you get that shit, look. He didn't know how to slow down on that shit. So he kind of kept looking for that next high. So he started fucking with trannies, taking dicks up the ass, and got HIV. I don't think he actually said he took dicks up the ass, but he was fucking with trannies, so he was taking dicks up the ass. That's what he was doing. He was looking for. Okay. And in that context, I don't even think he's like gay. I think he was just looking for a bigger high, and the high was pushing him for that shit. Like had Charlie Sheen had been Charlie Johnson, that motherfucker wouldn't have been fucking with trannies and none of that shit. He wouldn't ever gone that route. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't think Charlie Sheen is a gay dude. I think he was chasing that high because he, in my opinion, he got burned out from fucking Pretty. I'm gonna show you a picture of my car real quick. Let me ask these questions. That's my car right there. The gray one? Well, yeah. The only gray one there. That's my car right there. Yeah. That's I'm pretty sure because I read his story. I watch me having confused somebody else, but I'm pretty sure that was Charlie Sheen. He was fucking trannies. He went too high off of it. Your thoughts on the belief that men shouldn't have a choice about women's reproductive rights? Okay, my thing about this is, and see, this is where women fuck up all the time too with this equality shit. Okay, on one hand, yeah, I agree, men should not have. I'm right with Dave Chappelle on this shit. I'm exactly with Dave Chappelle. What Dave Chappelle said. I am with men not having control over women's productive rights. But at the same time, don't come hunting down a man if the man didn't want the child. All right? See, women are just all about that shit because they know they'll get somebody to come pay for it. That's why they all about it. But take out that, now then all of a sudden they won't care anymore. All right? All right? Yeah, don't. I'm exactly with Dave Chappelle on that. And I think it was a Netflix special where he said, both of them should come at the same time. Okay, we don't have any control or government or whatever. We don't have any control over women's productive rights. But at the same time, if woman chooses to have that baby and that man don't want to stay around, bitch, you are on your fucking own. All right, so you have to take the equal lefts with the rights. All right, that's that equal left. Women don't like them equal lefts. Them equal lefts sting. Them equal lefts, they sting a little bit. They don't like that's icky. We don't like them equal rights. We don't want them equal lefts. We just want these equal rights. we want to have the baby and the cake, like what that trampoline said. That trampoline bitch said. What she say? Thanks, Knife Feather. Can you make a Patreon video for a topic you just talk about chasing excellence? Also, do you have that old lamp hat? No, I left that. I think that's in Texas and probably in the trash by now. I left that in Texas. But yeah, like that. Like I made that in that Patreon video I made today. What I call trampolines. That's gonna be my new name for tramps. Because if you got enough money, then you can jump on her. Trampolines on Brittany Renters. I want the whole loaf. I want the whole loaf. Y'all remember that dumb shit? A trampoline. Trampoline. If you got enough money for bear, you can jump on her. Trampoline. Is it a tramp? Maybe it's trampoline. You ever heard that Maybelline shit? Maybe it's Maybelline. This will be my new commercial. Is she a hooker? Maybe it's a tramp. Or maybe it's a trampoline. If you got enough money, you can pay to jump on her. Trampoline. And have a picture of Brittany Renner smiling with no makeup on. Fucking tramp. Why fat women don't go after men with fat fetish? Because fat women really know they're lesser for real. And that dude is the guy who has it's a couple things, because some people just don't like to be liked for their physical attributes, right? Like I'm like that out in Europe. Like I don't like to be liked just because I'm black. Like that shit. Everybody has their own, thing with that. Like some dudes, some black dudes, they come over to Europe or Russia and they live that shit up for a decade off just the high of being black dude over here and being an African American, and they just have fun with that shit. Like I got tired of it pretty fucking quick. So some people just don't like to be liked just for physical attributes alone. So I get that. But also, for the other part of it is fat women know that they don't based off of what media and and the rest of the world tells them, they come to the conclusion that they don't deserve to be treated favorable. So that's just an immediate deterrent. Because at the end of the day, like, yeah, for many reasons. AD, you have no clue. You have no clue. Wait, AD, you have no clue if you have as much money as Charlie Sheen. You never checked Cash App. Somebody could have probably sent you $1 million, and you wouldn't know it like 20 years later. That's true. But yeah, abortion. I mean, yeah, with that abortion shit, yeah, okay. Like I said, if women, okay, like I said, with that abortion shit, man, I'm right with Dave Chappelle on that. Yeah, okay, but it needs to be both ways. That you see, actual equality needs to happen. You can choose, bitch. You can choose to have that baby, but if that man ain't coming, if that man decides he don't want to take care of it, you cannot hunt him down for anything legally. You cannot have daddy government rape him for his money. All right. And that needs to be just a set in stone fucking law. And I think that should be the perfect law. I think that should be how it goes. You can have how many babies you want, woman. Just do it. But see, here's the thing. Because see, if that were to happen, what would happen? See, because right now in the States, it's almost the same thing as like what Czech Republic does to the stereotypical Roma here out in Europe. It's almost the same thing. So for those of you who don't know, out in Czech Republic, the Roma, which they call them gypsies, but gypsies is like calling them the N-word, like the offensive N-word. Like, but Czech Republic, what they essentially do is they pay the gypsies to shut the fuck up. They give them enough money to live off of, just to sit over there and just be quiet, right? That's pretty much what the U.S. government is doing for single mothers. They rigged up the system enough, just enough to keep the government from having to go over there and do something about it. Just give them money just to shut them up. Just keep them fucking quiet because stereotypically they're never gonna do anything on their own, but wait for another handout. So just shut them up, give them a handful of money, and just shut them up. That's why I don't buy into the abortion thing. Women get to slaughter the baby because she don't want to take care of it, but a man is man up to take responsibility. I'm exactly with. Hey, I'm with you. I'm with Dave Chappelle. I'm with that shit. Like, yeah, I'm with it. With that. Oh, okay. I wanted to answer this. What jobs are there for Americans in Czech? You could teach English, which I personally hated doing. You could work in a call center. You could find some good jobs here. Like, if it depends on what field and where you go and who you know. But you could find you're gonna have a harder time because if you're American, there's a good chance you only speak English. Which a good friend of mine, that dude could randomly speak German. I don't know why. And he was a black. He wasn't black. He was like Latino or something, like black and Latino or something. And for some reason, motherfucker could speak German. He's in Germany now, working at the base. Oh, and the motherfucker, he grew up in New York. I'm like, yo, how the fuck did you learn German? and you black and Latino, whatever. And he's a real cool dude. I remember when we met. We were hanging out, and he goes, "I'm a catfish," because the dude, he's one of them alpha Chad Tyrone Enriquez. He's one of them, right? Tall, all that shit, and long hair. He's like, I'm a catfish for real. I said, why? What makes you say that? And he goes, because he knows he's goofy. He's kitty and goofy. So he said he would match up with girls on Tinder and he would go over there and he would get like shut down because he would be like, yeah, he told me this. We was the first week we hung out. He told me this shit. Cool, real cool. He has a girlfriend in Germany now. He has the same BMW that I got back in the States, which was really weird. Same color and everything, which was pretty fucking weird. But no, you can get a job at the embassy, but the thing is, the embassy wages once you get over here are like pathetically low. Like but the thing is, when you get a government job, the wages will be lower, but you'll be eligible to get housing for like $200 a month if you get a government job over here. Whereas in the U.S., they'll just pay you more money. Over here, they're not gonna pay you more money, but they'll give you housing for not absolutely free, but the cost is gonna go way down on it. But okay, if you're looking for a job over here, that's a big shift. Hey D, what are your thoughts on the vax? I don't have any thoughts on it, man. No, it's NRG. I don't have any thoughts on it. Honestly, I don't. Because some people are super for it, some people are super against it. I'm just like chilling. I I mean, because because both sides have good points for good and bad reasons. Both sides. I mean, it's kind of like the thing, like, are you Republican or Democrat? Well, like, the most of the population can be willing to say, both sides have good points and bad points. If you look at the whole thing, I'm in that huge gray zone. Cause vaccine, theory. Cause I got that degree in biotech, so I remember learning like at least remember some core logics from that. And yeah, the first batch is gonna be pretty much guinea pig shit. You motherfuckers don't really know what it's gonna do. All right, but on the other end, well, they did give you, a weakened version of it, so your body's gonna know how to fight at least that version. Now, will it mutate? We don't know. I think it already has mutated. I'm just in the middle. All right, both sides are good at it, so I'm not like in a rush to get a vaccine. I haven't been vaccinated yet, or I won't say like I'm going to get vaccinated, but I'm just in a big gray zone with it. And like if it like put it like this, if the vaccine doesn't come knocking on my door, then I'm not gonna like go running out my way to go get it, type of shit. And watch I be that motherfucker that y'all see on the internet. Misogynist YouTube streamer dies after saying he's not gonna get vaccinated from COVID. Watch I be AI. He's a picture of me like, oh no. AD, have you ever seen a ghost? No. And me and my girl talk about that crystal player because my girl's scared of ghosts, right? So whenever I do this, whenever I go, ooh, she always gets scared. Right? So I say, like for real, think about it. Like, why would a ghost want to scare you? These are the conversations we be having. Like, I say, like, look, why would a ghost actually want to scare you? Like, what the fuck is it? What the fuck is it in there for a ghost to want to scare you? Like, why would a ghost, like, yeah, I can't wait to get this motherfucker when he come home. I'm gonna have him piss his pants, dog. Wait, watch this. And him and his homies are sitting back there. Okay, you really scared? Ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Do the ghost speak? Like, okay, does this ghost even speak English? Do that motherfucker speak French? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, what what language does the ghost speak? Does it speak French? Does it speak German? Does it speak Afrikaans? What the fuck? Like, what? Like, why the fuck would a ghost? Is she scared of ghosts? I mean, like, even if you've seen a ghost, why would the ghost want to scare you? Like, what would there be in it for the ghost to scare you? Like, what is that a full-time job for the ghost? Is the ghost getting paid for that in the afterlife? I mean, and this is the other part I think about with ghosts, right? If you become a ghost, and you are now invisible, you are transparent, you don't have to be held by any type of law. Why the fuck would you stay on Earth? Like, or why the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Why not just take off and just go see what Pluto's like? Or just go out there in space? Like, do you still need to breathe air if you a ghost? Like, what? That whole theory is just weird to me. Don't get me wrong, sometimes I get a little spooked. But I mean, when you really think about the reality, like, why the fuck, like, why would a ghost want to scare you? Like, for real, why? Like, why? Why would a ghost want to scare? Like, if anything, like, the ghost already know he is gonna scare you. So it's like, if anything, if the motherfucker had any, real awareness, the motherfucker ain't trying to fuck with you. That motherfucker wants you to live your life. Why is it? You know what I'm saying? Why is a ghost? That shit is just ridiculous. That whole theory is just stupid to me. Yo, AD, I have a remote job to pay $70K. Thinking of escaping the U.S. Is this a decent income? Oh yeah, DC 70. Yeah, okay, DC, you gonna be in the top 10% with that over here for sure. Yeah, that's pretty, dude. One like the only places I say you probably have issues with, probably a place like Monaco or something like that. But like, you be much better off out. Like the hard part is the language barrier for you. But other than that, no, yeah, you great. Yeah, you just go. Just buy a ticket and just don't look back and just do your work from the computer, dude. Just go. Just have fun, man. What if you live in an apartment, let that shit go. Because you can always go get an apartment again. All right, it ain't like you gonna be banned from. You can't lose your citizenship unless you sell like government secrets or some shit like that. All right, America always has. They have to let. That's the whole reason why I went back to America. Was that last December? Because coronavirus got so bad, I ain't know where I could travel to, but America, like your home country has to take you. Like they cannot reject you. Like they have to take you. Unless you do some super fucked up shit, like you sold legit government secrets, and it was like some good government secrets on top of that before you lose your citizenship in your home country because your country don't want you to have it. You good. If I was a ghost, I'd go explore the sea. Yeah, man, you can do anything you want, Scalamaz. If you was a ghost, you can do anything, man. Why is a motherfucker? I mean, it might be a little funny at first, I guess, to scare motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Because you can just float. Y'all play that game? What was that game? It was a game where you were a cop who died, and you can like kind of scare people and shit. I can't remember that game. It was a kind of cheap game, but it was good. It was you as a police officer, and I think you wore like suspenders and a vest. No, you wore a vest. That's what it was. And you was a ghost who died, and you was a cop. I can't remember the name of that game, but I like that game. I never finished it though. Hey D, I remember you talking about being in the military. What's your opinion on military wives and why they always seem to cheat? Man, I remember a friend of mine. He went to the Army. This is before I went to the Marines, and which I didn't stay long in the Marines at all. But see, especially in America, man. See, well, around the world, really, but in America, like you gonna always attract a certain type of woman who just can't become more in life, right? And okay, because you always gonna have that health care and all that other shit, right? In America, that's a big deal. Healthcare is a big deal. Murder Soul Suspect, that was the name of it. Yep, Nana. I don't know how you say that. Yeah, Murder Soul. Yeah, I like that game. It was kind of cheap, but I like the idea of it. It had kind of cheap levels and shit, but I liked it. But the military, yeah. So it was me, him, his girl, and then his girl's friend came by, and then as soon as she heard I was going to the Marines, she immediately perked up and was like willing to get like she was smiling at me and everything else. Like you always see, this is when he was at a community college too. It's like when you at a community college, like you gonna be around that lesser person, right? But that's where I got my first degree was from a community college. Generally speak, because this is what you don't know about community colleges, man. In the U.S., community colleges are pretty much just failure factories, right? Because if you look into the community colleges on a whole in the U.S., I think it's like on a whole they have an average of a 10% graduation rate. See, the reason I know this is because at least when I graduated years ago, I had to write my final bachelor's paper. It was a final project for my bachelor's degree to look at the graduation rates and like the perspectives after school. So I had to look up all this shit. Like there's a few community colleges that have like 90% graduation rates. There's a few of them, but go find graduation rates in community colleges. They've never been above 14%. So out of every 100 people you see, at max, 14 people will actually graduate from that community college. The rest of them just kind of get lost and change their major 18 times and run out of financial aid or whatever the fuck, and they end up back out. But yeah, no, community colleges are fucking jokes, man. Like they have their place for some things. Like for example, like for the degree I got from the community college, that degree I can go out and get a decent job with that because that's in biotechnology. I could go out and rig that up to make it, and make something out of it. But most degrees you get from a 2-year. Because I worked when I worked at the VA, I worked in the vocational rehab and vocational rehab and employment department, where the whole goal was to send you to school to get you out and employed, right? And I'm in that program, the Chapter 31 program. So, I was back there with the counselors and we would talk. And this dude, he thought he would get a job with a 2-year with an associate's degree. And we was like, motherfucker, the counselor was laughing. Like as soon as he left, like, yo, he ain't getting no job with no 2-year degree. That went out with the horse and buggy. And motherfuckers was roasting him as soon as he left about that shit. Like most 2-year degrees, like you just can't. There are some you can do something with, but most of them are just a waste of fucking time until you can get to something to get a higher degree, and then you could sell that 2-year degree after you get that bachelor's or master's. Now you can go back and sell yourself on that 2-year degree. But that 2-year degree by itself, most jobs, most people just don't. That alone is not going to get you a job. All right. What is your job right now? Fucking doing this. No, I give all this shit up. Actually, I wanted to make a comment about that. I'm going to go back on that whole orphanage because I ain't been to the orphanage in a while now because they changed the rules. You can't fucking take anything. You can't go there because coronavirus. You can't take anything. Anything you take down there, you got to get it checked off. And it's just hassle to even do anything. But no, what do I do? No, well, I get money from the military. I'm a disabled veteran. And I'm in Chapter 31. Once a Marine, always a Marine. So why re-enlist? Yo, I watched this clip earlier today of this dude in the military, man. And like I just feel bad for that shit, man. I'm always honest about this with the military. I wasn't in long at all, but I'm always honest about this shit. In the U.S., the military is this big, in the U.S., motherfuckers say, thank you for your service. They pay for your food and all that shit. Look, man, the reality on that shit, and people don't want to hear it, but it's the truth, man. Motherfuckers signed up for that military because they thought they was getting a Dodge Charger. Out the deal. Y'all remember at Ha Davis? The motherfuckers with the military said, I'm gonna go to the military and get this Dodge Charger. This finna be a breeze. And get up in there and be fucking miserable and be stuck. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers in the military right now is stuck in that bitch. But then here's the other part about it. See, this is what these motherfuckers don't want you to know, man. When you go in, see, the motherfuckers is stuck in there and they don't want, and they hate that shit. But here's the thing. A lot of them went in when they was younger. So the thing is, they never got any college education. Some of that shit can add up to some credits. But nowadays, that don't mean nothing in the workforce. So what happens is when they get out, now they gotta re-enlist because they don't have any skills for the real. A lot of them don't have skills for the real world. So they run back into that shit to get some money again. And to get that comfort of knowing they get ready to get, got that reliable income coming in. And then the recruit, don't even get me started on those job positions, like them recruiters. Like, have you ever, for those of y'all looking to go into the military, have you ever noticed why you can't get the job, you can't pick the job to be a recruiter out that book for jobs to pick? It's because when you become a recruiter, you fucked up. Right? You fucked up in your regular job, and being a recruiter, a drill instructor, a drill sergeant, those are punishment jobs, dude. Those motherfuckers, they either they directly or indirectly fucked up, and they got kicked out, and they almost on their way out the military. They on their way getting kicked out the military because they directly fucked up or indirectly fucked up. You don't believe me? Take it, edit this clip, and show it to them, and he be like, yo, that dude's crazy. Yeah, I bet you they gonna say that. Because okay, when you go in that recruiter's office, ask to see that book, and maybe they could have added, but I bet you cannot sign up for the military to be a recruiter. You cannot sign up to be a drill instructor. At least it was like that when I was there. You can't do it because they fucked up one way or another. I had a military recruiter tell me he was stationed in Germany as infantry, and then say he chose to be a recruiter. Every now and then there are stories like that, but usually there's more to it. Every now and then there will be a story like sometimes they just need a recruiter type of shit. That will, but from the realities of dealing with that shit. Like, no. Usually those it's because they fuck. That's how they get in those positions. Like, motherfuckers, nobody would sign up to be a drill instructor. All right? Nobody would want to do that shit. All right? Nobody wants to do that. They'll say, yeah, I like to be a drill instructor. You go watch that shit on YouTube. Yeah, I like to change lives and blah, blah, blah. That motherfucker don't want. Look, that motherfucker signed up because he seen that sign-on bonus or was promised he was going to get a fucking money to go buy a Dodge Charger, and then went up in there, and that shit was totally different and got fucked up. And then that motherfucker sitting up in there. Oh, let me go get my fedora. I'm acting like I'm a drill instructor on y'all. Yeah, so now, you know what I'm saying? So now that motherfucker be sitting up in YouTube videos. If you go Google drill, yeah, I like to think I'm changing people's lives. Yo, that motherfucker does not want to do that shit. That motherfucker is stuck, and now he's got to do mental gymnastics to convince himself that his life doesn't suck. So that motherfucker be up there talking some, yeah, I think I changed people's lives. That motherfucker hates his life. All right, don't fall for that shit. That motherfucker hates his life, done. So, I'm reading this. That motherfucker hates his life, so he be up there in that hat. I think I'm changing people's lives. They come in here they come in here untrained. I like to think I'm changing people's lives, and I'm making them better. I'm making them stronger. I'm making their heart stronger. They will run all that shit. Them motherfuckers hate their existence. I remember when I was getting kicked out. The dude he says, so what are you guys gonna do when you get out of here? And I'm 100% honest. I said I'm gonna do drugs and fuck bitches. And the dude looked at me, he said, you look like you would do something like that. I still remember that dude because he looked at me. That's not to say, look, I was scared though. You be scared in there, man, because you don't never know what's coming next for real. People don't like to say that shit, but that's the truth because you don't never know what's coming next. But I'll still say some wild shit from time to time though. But no, you be scared. Them stories about motherfuckers talking something, yeah, I punched my drill sergeant in the face. And no, that motherfucker didn't do that, man. That motherfucker was lying his ass off. Ain't nobody punching their drill instructor, all right? Because that shit is industrial strength. By the time you can look, they done had like bitches, man. They done had enough recruits in there to know how to wear you down before you even get your proper footing to come fuck them up. All right? That be those the biggest of it. I punched my drill instructor in the face. Shut the fuck up. No, you didn't. Zuki says, AD, sometimes I can smell when a woman likes me. They don't have to act out. It's like I can feel it. Word up, that's cool. A dude serving in the Navy came back home to his wife 2 months pregnant. Both are white, and the baby came out mixed race. To this day, he's still convinced the baby is his. Because he's scared. And the thing is, she knows it. Logically fallacious. She knows it. And see, here's the other part that people don't like to talk about, that military shit. Here's the military, and I always say this to old, young, everybody, people in the military. I say this shit. Dealing with the military, getting married, or going to prison. It's all these three things have the same effect on the average man, right? Whatever age you were when you went in, that's the age you are when you come out mentally. Like men, like for some most of the guys who I've ever seen in like when they be older and they come out, they still like when they be older, like when you really get to talking to them, like they still be super duper immature for real because they never had a chance to really mentally grow like on their fucking own because they was always caught up by this fucking external source and having to adapt for that. So they never intellectually, a lot of them, it takes them a much slower time to grow. Whatever age they was when they went in, that's the age they are when they come out. You look like my senior drill instructor, word up. With the hat on, that motherfucker. Yo, man, I hated that. I remember. Like I fucking hate if I see that hat to this day, I would burn it. I would buy a drill instructor hat just so I could burn that motherfucker up. I fucking hate that hat. Like if I see a motherfucker wearing that hat, like I just want to just rip that shit off and just burn it. Like I fucking hate it. I hate that hat, man. That drill instructor hat. That for real shit. I hate that shit. That would explain why most of the recruiters that have come to me were desperate. I got so many cards from every branch. Yeah. Well, a lot of time, now every now and then, I'm sure there are some situations where they may just need a recruiter and they'll ask somebody to come do. I'm sure it'll happen from time to time. But okay, you're not gonna be able to find that in that book of jobs to do. You don't take that ASVAB to become a recruiter. All right, you ain't getting ready to take that ASVAB to be a recruiter. You get placed there usually. No, I'm not calling military. Well, I mean, I'm not calling them. Well, okay, in a certain sense, a part of them does seem to get So a part of them does get. Now, I mean, but they grow in different ways. But when it comes to like every time I've talked to somebody or knew somebody, like like I got an uncle. He used to jump out of planes in the Army. And he just never, like, me and my dad talk about, he just never really grew out of, like, that same age bracket of what the shit he was doing. Like, that mentality is, like, something is always stunted. Like I said, when a man goes to the military, he goes to prison, or he gets married to a woman at an early age, a part of him is just stunted. And I can always feel it. Every now and then, there's a couple good ones that I come across, but usually, like, because I worked in the VA. I worked in the VA for only like 2 or 3 years, but I worked in there, and I would always get like the more fucked up ones, the ones that people were too afraid to talk to, because I was always good with talking, to people about like reality type shit. I remember this one dude. He was the same age as me, and like they were scared to talk to him. They was for real scared to talk to him because he would get real angry real quick. But here's the thing though, I figured him out. He would get real angry. He would get real angry the second you weren't making any sense. So like you pretty much you just had to talk sense. And then he, matter of fact, dude, he ended up running this real lucrative company. I think operating cranes. Yeah, that's what it was. He was operating cranes, and he ended up giving me a card, want me to come work for him because he liked me. You know what I'm saying? He thought I was the only one in there that could work with him. But he ended up running this real lucrative crane business. He was gonna pay. I forget how much he was gonna pay me. I think it was like 25, 35 an hour just to sit down and move a fucking, not even some real big shit. Real cool dude. But nobody would talk to him because he would just get super fucking angry because he was already 100% connected because of his PTSD. And it was something else too, some other shit. But he was same age as me, but he would just get super fucking angry where everybody was afraid of him. How do you figure out people so well? I don't know, man. Sometimes I could be completely fucking off though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna act like I'm always right, but I could be terribly off. It can happen sometimes. If you want a high-paying IT career, learn server administration, make virtual labs, or join Server Academy. 50-60K. 160 within 5 years, remote if you grind. Damn, that's cool, TA. I've always heard stories about dudes doing that, man, getting jobs in that, and yeah, it's like, I mean, you got to bust your ass, but like, yeah, you end up getting like, I don't want to say it's easy money, but it's you definitely make good money. I've always heard story. I knew actually the guy I just told you about. He had a friend, not the guy at the VA, but the friend of mine who was in the military. He had his friend's dad would do that shit, and he would just travel around the world setting shit up. But yeah, I'm going to take a break, and then we're going to start the calls. See if anybody calls in. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. So yeah, I'm going to take a break, bathroom break, be right back. If everybody's even still watching. It's just people are watching. So I'll be back.
Ooh, girl, I am rich and I am sexy. Don't you want to be like me and have rich men want to fuck you too? Well, stay tuned. Hi, my name is Jamilia Musayayamaya, and I can teach you how to have rich men want to fuck you too. Are you ratchet as fuck? Do you stink? Do you smell bad? Are you bad at dressing? Well, pay attention to my quick and easy steps on how to get men, rich men that is, to fuck you, or at minimum, buy you shit. Ooh, girl, I am rich and I am sexy. Don't you want to be like me and have rich men want to fuck you too? Well, stay tuned. Hi, my name is Jamilia Musayayamaya, and I can teach you how to have rich men want to fuck you too. Are you ratchet as fuck? Do you stink? Do you smell bad? Are you bad at dressing? Well, pay attention to my quick and easy steps on how to get men, rich men that is, to fuck you, or at minimum, buy you shit. Ooh, girl, I am rich and I am sexy. Don't you want to be like me and have rich men want to fuck you too? Well, stay tuned. Hi, my name is Jamilia Musayayamaya, and I can teach you how to have rich men want to fuck you too. Are you ratchet as fuck? Do you stink? Do you smell bad? Are you bad at dressing? Well, pay attention to my quick and easy steps on how to get men, rich men that is, to fuck you, or at minimum, buy you shit. Ooh, girl, I am rich and I am sexy. Don't you wanna be like me and have rich men wanna fuck you too? Well, stay tuned. Hi, my name is Jamilia Musayayamaya, and I can teach you how to have rich men wanna fuck you too. Are you ratchet as fuck? Do you stink? Do you smell bad? Are you bad at dressing? Well, pay attention to my quick and easy steps on how to get men, rich men that is, to fuck you, or at minimum, buy you shit. Ooh, girl, I am rich and I am sexy. Don't you wanna be like me and have rich men wanna fuck you too? Well, stay tuned. Hi, my name is Jamilia Musayayamaya, and I can teach you how to have rich men wanna fuck you too. Are you ratchet as fuck? Do you stink? Do you smell bad? Are you bad at dressing? Well, pay attention to my quick and easy steps on how to get men, rich men that is, to fuck you, or at minimum, buy you shit.
Okay. So we are back. In these streets. Let me get this set up so I can see everything. Oh, did it have an echo? If it did, my bad. I fucked that up. Yo, like, I'm using one screen because I had it set up to where my iPad could work as a second monitor. But every time I did that shit, like, I would just randomly lose internet. Because I think that happened one time a long time ago when I was doing these streams. I was using my iPad as like a second monitor, like over here, so I could get more, space. But then, like, like when I did that, it would randomly, like, just lose all internet connection, and the live stream just shut off. So now I'm too scared to do it again. But since I'm too scared to do it again, now I gotta rearrange shit on this screen. So, thanks, Charlie Merchant. Appreciate it. I got out at the right time. 4 years was enough. I was up in the military, yeah. Just going through the comments. Community colleges are like high school part 2. Yeah, Divine Mac, yeah, man. I started out at community college, yeah. That shit. Well, okay, I went to the biggest, I went to Sinclair Community College, and that was, I think that's like the biggest community college in the country, or like the most people go there or something like that. It's like they were like biggest, like space wise or something like that. Like it was a campus. Like it was pretty much, it was damn near a university type shit. But yeah, man, like and there's different reasons why people go to community. Like, some people, they coming from a family, they don't got any resources or anything to get in there, and anything to really get because university is fucking expensive as fuck. So community college is definitely a cheap option. Because I remember when I was working at Sinclair, I ended up going to University of Dayton too. Now, University of Dayton is like the other extreme in Ohio. It's like, it's an expensive university, but the military was paying for it. But it's expensive university. It's a Catholic school, and private Catholic university. So what the kids who weren't complete snobs do at UD, they would just come to they was getting their parents' money. So what they would do was they would come to Sinclair and take the class for literally 10% of the price they would have paid at University of Dayton. Take the course at Sinclair and then just transfer the credits back to UD, and and say that money to go buy them cars or whatever the fuck. 'Cause they was getting the money from their parents anyway. You know what I'm saying? Kids out there, their parents was owning islands and shit. So like they was getting that money from their parents was paying for that shit. They were just giving them the money. But yeah, but now Sinclair, like them community colleges, man, like there's good and bads to it. Like the bads is like the bad. Well, one, the graduation rate is piss poor. If you Google graduation rates from community colleges and the overall average, it's never been above 14%. Never. They've always been because the target audience that they're going after usually is going to come from families that don't know what to even do with college. So the kid's not gonna know what to do with it, and there's kind of, and then the thing is, then when the kids are doing it, they're the kids that'll populate that area. They think that they're gonna go to school to get this training in this one magical job that they'll always love and always feel passionate about for the rest of their life, and life is going to be this one perfect dream because they graduated from college, right? They're still feeding off that dream. So by when the kid goes to the college, they're going to start, like with any job, any profession, you're going to get in there, and at some point, you're going to get tired of fucking doing it, right? It's not going to be fucking perfect all the time. You're going to fail tests. You're going to bomb quizzes. You're going to fuck up homeworks. It's going to happen. And I've seen this happen a lot more with women than with men. As soon as women will get a C, they'll just drop out the whole program and either just not go back or just go start an entire new program. Well, it's only so many times you can do that before the school will kick you out, because you'll just end up going there forever. Even if you were paying out of pocket, you have to reach a certain amount of credit hours in a certain amount of time before the school will just kick you out. And I've seen it happen a lot because I worked there as an ambassador or a tutor, so I got to see all this shit. And it would happen a lot more with women than it did with men. Like I said, women, everything has to be perfect. Perfect picture, perfect. This is my major, and I have to be confident. This is what I want to do because I'm passionate about this, and blah, blah. They sell you that passionate word. I'll be passionate about it, blah, blah. And life is just not like that. Whatever you pick, whatever job you pick, if your job was fucking the most beautiful woman you've ever seen in your life, if that was your job to do that 5 days a week, you gonna get tired of you gonna wake up and just not want to touch that bitch. You see what I'm saying? And see, these are realities that people either don't want to hear or they're not ready to hear, especially women. Favorite Michael Jackson song? I just started listening to that Say with Paul McCartney. I never used to listen to it, and I took a chance on it, and I like it. But favorite Michael Jackson song, probably that dancing. Wait. Times, down the sunlight. Blame it on the boogie. My baby's always dancing, and it wouldn't be a bad thing, but I don't get no loving. That's a hot song. I'm in community college, and it's all right. Just an extension of high school. Yeah, man, just do it and just do it. I say just do it. Just do it and realize what it is. Because, look, I'm telling you, man, most of the people that you know in there are not going to graduate. Unless you're in that one random school where it's a high graduation rate, most people in there, they're not going to graduate, okay? You got to accept that and move the fuck on and keep building. And I tell you what'll help you grow, try getting a job as a tutor in there. That's going to make you even more intertwined with it. Everybody does have degrees, so it's nothing special. Yeah, but at the same time, you would be. I say if you in college now, go. You might go ahead and finish it and just have something. Because I would recommend don't go in there and then drop out if you can help it. Don't go in there and drop out because that can incidentally cause a pattern in your life of dropping out of shit. You see what I'm saying? And the next thing you know, you done dropped out of 15 other different things that because it started that pattern. And college that's a personal blow to a lot of people. Universities, just like when you play chess online, like playing chess, when you lose at chess, that's when you lose from your you don't have to be like super intelligent for college, but when you lose on something that is historically known to show your relative level of intelligence, that's a personal blow when you fuck that up. And a lot of people just don't recover. Like, for example, I remember this one girl, pretty girl in college, at community college. A lot of them were like this though. This was after I had already. This is when I first left Prague and went back to the U.S. And before I came back, this last time and got this flat. Cute girl, and she was singing. She was one of the best singers at the school. Blah, 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 blah. And she's working as a teller in the bank, and which is cool. Whatever, life, whatever the fuck. You gotta take odd jobs sometimes. I'm not, dissing her for that. But like the hard part was because we got to talking, and she was too cute for me back then, right? She was too cute to even talk to me back then. So like life humbled her. That's what happens. And it had been 10 years. And it's crazy how fast time goes by. It's been almost 10 years since I remember since I seen her down there going to school and being like the star and all that shit like that. And she tells me, she goes, yeah, I'm still singing and I'm getting ready to graduate soon. Like, bitch, it's been 10 years at a 2-year college. Like that's what crosses my head. Like you're still stuck on this dream of graduating from college. Like her serious response was I'm getting ready to graduate though. 10 years later from a 2-year college. Like, yo, you in there, if you in school, go in there and do it and then get and finish. But the hard part is finding out what you want to do and which college or uni to go to. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this, man. Okay, for your undergrad, don't worry. Unless you trying to get into Yale, it don't matter. As long as your college is real, as long as your college is regionally accredited, it don't matter anymore. Those days don't. What's gonna matter? Okay, depending on where you go. But I would tell you this, man. You'd be better off getting a degree from a college that some people may not like than not having a degree at all. Depending on what you want to do. I'll tell you that much. But if you're not trying to get into Yale or anything, even if you're trying to get into Yale, I think a lot of that shit's some of that shit's even starting to lighten up depending on what you're trying to do. Those days are just over of like, let's say if you in Ohio, like you got to go to University of Cincinnati. Like, like 20 years ago, that was the big thing. Like you was the elite for going to, University of Cincinnati in Ohio. Back then, because the basketball team was popping and all that shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They had the fucking, the name carry. But nowadays, like that people, the workforce has evolved out of that in many jobs. Not all jobs, but many jobs. They just want to see that you have training in this field now. Like you could have got off the back of a cereal box as long as it was accredited. You don't care where you got it, as long as you at least have some understanding of what this pipette does in biotechnology. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just want to know you know it. I remember the first job I got out of college, I worked at a fiber plant. I worked at a plant that made fiber, right? And they would make fiber for, the pastas you eat, cereals. And here's the thing, it's just big paper, it's just big rolls of paper. And I remember I was talking to the guy who hired me. He said, look, to be honest, we could train anybody to do this work. We just want to see if you're going to be cool enough to work with. And do we have to be in here? We gonna have to be around you all day. We just want to know you're gonna be cool. We can train anybody to do this shit. And I remember he told me like straight to my face. Cool dude too. Real cool dude. Yo, late to the party. Hey, Stormy 2K. I got both degrees, just nothing to show for it work-wise. Well, maybe it's just for you, man. That's cool. Just do it for you. Then do it something because that's just what you want to do. You can work minimum wage jobs and live good. No need for extra shit or start your own shit. Yeah, you can. Seems like the only way the degree works in getting a decent job is if you're a chick. Yeah. Well, if it also helps more attractive you are as a woman. Yeah, see, my degree, my first 2 degrees were STEM degrees. Well, technically, my bachelor's is a bachelor's of science, but it's not like they just called it that. It's not science for real. It's health and human services, which all the training in that field was just pretty much just how to get grant money and how and prepare you for jobs and in the health sector. But it wasn't a science degree for real. Like my biotech was a STEM degree. And the network engineering was a STEM degree. But my other 2 degrees ain't. They call them science degrees. I don't call them STEM degrees. What time is it? It's 9:30. How long? I started around 7:30. Yeah, man. Today was fuck. I almost didn't do a live stream. AD about to join OnlyFans, become a millionaire. I seen some 18 and 20-year-olds do it in less than 2 days, and society, men and women are equal, so I should be making just as much as women, right? Well, yeah. Women should be women just like a WNBA and NBA. Women should be forced to have to pay you an equal wage to the average woman. Yeah. Well, you women ain't gonna do that because that's too much like actual. That's too much like the equality that they want. That's a benefit for them. They want that welfare from the NBA to keep their shit alive. Woman always gonna wait. See, that direction don't work. You trying to get equality. You trying to get a benefit of equality out of them. That it don't work that way. Feminism don't work that way. Last year in civil engineering. Oh, yo, Stormy 2K. Yeah, I know a dude who he did that civil engineering. I ain't know what that was. I remember he broke it down for me. Because he showed me how like traffic, like how they got how you got to time out traffic lights and where to put bridges and all, like how to put bridges, shit. Like I had no idea what that was. Yeah, his name was Ahmad. I can't remember his name. But yeah, y'all, he as soon as he finished college, he had a good job, real good job. Flew him out everywhere. Like he walked into six figures with that shit. Right after college, not after community college, I think he got his master's in that because he was going to UD. Yeah, his name was Ahmad. He was going to UD when I was just finishing community college, and then I ended up going to UD later. But yeah, he was as soon as he finished, he was off and doing big shit. Well, I would call it what I would look like big shit to me. But civil engineering that's a real good that's a real good field, man. I think it's really interesting and it pays really good. But I think it's interesting because I remember he set me down in Starbucks and he was explaining to me like what he was going over, and it was legit interesting shit. I say no point getting a degree if you aren't able to use it in your life or not able to pay it off quickly. Word up. Well, here's the thing, man. With college, man, accounting. I thought accounting is difficult because I took an accounting course. I think I failed it too, or I dropped it. No, I think I passed. I got a C because I'm still because it was this woman teacher and she was real cool. No, and I made a good I had this tutor. Because I passed the accounting course because I had a tutor. It was this dude, right? This older dude, older white dude, and he was super fucking cool. Like he just like he we talked because I remember I wasn't a tutor yet at the school, and he was my tutor. And we got that. I've always been good with talking to people one on one. Like if I can, like when I'm like completely on my own in the world and I get down talking to people, I was always good at talking to get to like deeper real shit. So I remember when I used to meet him, and I can never remember his name, but I love to have a conversation with him now, man. Because he was just one of them cool, older white dude, man. Like you would never think he would be cool with somebody like me, but he was cool because I got to talking to him, and we got to talk about like his job and his home life and his wife and blah blah blah, blah and his kids and and like why is he tutoring now? Because he was low on money and this and so we got cool. So he would just give me the answers. So he would just but he wouldn't give. He would just say, "Hey, do you like? Hey, you see that duck over there?" Meaning like the answer would be like D for this one, or you say, I really like how cows make milk. Me and the answer was C. With the C and the cow. So he would give me all that, and that's how I got at it. Because accounting. Here's the thing. From my experience of accounting is this, and it was just like accounting 101. The numbers aren't hard. The definitions of what you have to learn it's the what's the fucking word? I can't even think of the word. It's the it's vernacular, not vernacular. What's the word I'm looking? The verbiage maybe. It's the wording that is confusing as fuck because it's just numbers. It's just addition, subtraction, blah blah blah. But it's what you call everything and where you put it. That's the part that fucked most people up in that class. It's including me. Like it's the vocabulary that it's the jargon. We'll call it jargon. It's the jargon was what fucks you up. The numbers, the numbers are just gonna be numbers at the end of the day. But the jargon in accounting was what was just fucking. It was just way too much. I've never dated a white girl before. What's it like, AD? Well, it just depends on what kind of white girl you're talking about. It's trashy white bitch like it's trashy black bitches. It depends on the type you going, where you at in the area. Gain a skill, bottom line. Yeah, Traveler Man agreed. Traveler Man agreed. Gain a skill, bottom line. However you can. Totally agree. Have you seen? Oh, Zelda Breath of the Wild. I loved it. That was I loved it. I woke up playing that game and went to sleep playing that game. I loved that game. That was because I bought when I first got my Switch. The first two games I bought was Mario. I bought Mario Odyssey and then I bought Astral Chain, right? And I played Mario Odyssey. I loved Mario Odyssey. It was easy, but I mean, it was fun. It was Mario. I loved Mario Odyssey, and I did not like Astral Chain, even though I love Platinum Games, but Astral Chain felt like they hired all the worst people from Platinum Games to make it. Like I just did. It was like everything that Platinum Games has, like the crazy action, the character that's like pretentious, what they call it, a titular character, that shows off a bit sometimes. It has an attitude. It's kind of carefree, almost like Dante from Devil May Cry, the real Dante, not that fucking rebooted emo shit. The real Dante from Devil May Cry, like that kind of. That's what Platinum Games usually had, those characters. And then Astral Chain, like your character didn't talk. The combat was just really simple. Every room looked the same when you went into fights and those little alter. And see, I wanted the monsters to have their own personalities. They didn't talk. Like it would have been fun if the monsters would have like fought over who should have been the main monster or something like that. That you had the chain around to control them. Like it was just lacking. Astral Chain just lacked all the personality that a Platinum Games game should have. So I traded that in, and I was hesitant to get Breath of the Wild. I still remember this. I went into GameStop in Dayton Mall, and I talked to this dude for about an hour. The dude working. Hey, Elijah, hang on. I got you, Elijah. Here we go. I talked to this dude for about an hour in GameStop, and because I wanted him to convince me that Breath of the Wild was worth it, because I was still on the fence to get Breath of the Wild. So I just took a gamble. I bought Breath of the Wild, and I woke up playing that game and went to sleep playing it. And once I got the hang of what was going on, I couldn't stop playing it, man. I fucking loved it. Anyway, so we got a caller. You there, E? Can you hear me? Oh, it says you on mute.
Oh yeah, I can hear you. I
Hey,
hear you, bro.
hey, man, how's it going?
So good, man. Yo, but I've been wanting to talk to you for so long, bro.
Yeah.
I swear to God, man. Yeah, man. I've been wanting to talk to you. So the last time I tried to get in, but I was on a train. So here I live in New York. So here in New York, when you're on the subway, you're underground, the service cuts off. So
Right on.
yeah,
What part of New York you in now?
I'm in Manhattan right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Manhattan.
Right on.
Yeah, man.
It's
New York is
expensive
something else,
area. Huh?
I said New York is something else, bro.
Oh yeah, I love it, man.
Yeah.
I tell you what, it's not as clean as they make it in TV and movies. It's definitely like
That is true, bro. That is true. It's very there's some parts here that are clean, but for the most part, it's a dirty ass city, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man.
Yeah.
It's a dirty ass city, bro.
Yeah. So what's on your mind, man? What's going on out there in NYC, man? That's cool as fuck. What's on your mind? It's been a long time since I've been out there. What's going on with you though?
No, man. I mean, not much. I have the stories that I have to tell about females I ran across, man. Here in New York, it's still the same here in New York, except it's just a lot more ratchet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you've been here before, right?
Yeah, twice.
New York
Yeah.
City.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. Well, women are the same, everywhere you go. But here it's a lot more ratchet. It's a lot more, hood.
Okay.
But they still say this. They still fucking stupid as fuck. So let me think of a story. Tell you. Oh yeah. So I was talking to this girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a little light skinned girl, and I forgot how we got on this topic. We were talking about cheating, or whatever. right? And you know how women are. They will never tell you the full story. They always tell you what the man did instead of the full fucking story. So listening to her, I didn't believe a fucking word she said because they always want to tell you their side of the story. They make them look like innocent and like they didn't do anything wrong. So she told me how her man was cheating on her and was doing all this shit and other shit. And I really didn't believe it because, like I said, they only want to tell you one side of the story. So I asked her, okay, did you leave him? Once you found out that he cheated her, did you leave him? She said no, right? And I asked her why, and she said, I don't know. So I'm thinking, okay, so why are you trying to make him the bad guy when you should have left him as soon as you cheated on him? It just doesn't make sense, man. But that's bitches. That's women.
Yeah. Yeah. He's desirable, man. That's what it was. He was desirable. If he could go cheat on her, then that means he was desirable to somebody else. So he must be of value. It's like it's completely backwards from what it's completely backwards just logically, for real, man. Completely fucking backwards.
Right. I'm gonna tell you this other story, man. And I'm not really scared to say it, but this girl, right? I forgot what the fuck. I don't even remember what happened, and I don't even remember how it went down. But long story short, this girl hit me in my face.
Mm-hmm.
She punched me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I punched her back. And I hit her back because I don't give a fuck who it is. You don't touch me,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So when I did that, a bunch of dudes came and they jumped me, bro. They jumped me.
Yeah.
Because I hit her. It's like they didn't see what she did to me, but
they don't care. They didn't even
care.
Her. Yeah.
They don't even care, bro. And they jumped me. They did. They jumped me because I hit a bitch, and they don't even know the girl.
They don't know what she could have stole $10,000 from you. She could have gave you HIV. She could have done anything, dude. Like they don't know. Yeah, man. Like, but that's like
this is a.
Huh?
This is America. America's so fucking. The men here in America are so fucking pathetic. I swear to God, they're pathetic. It's like they'll put up with anything. Like that dude from The Love and Lockup. That's pathetic as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
This girl, she's blatantly telling you that she's not gonna give you any pussy, and you're still bringing her around, hoping like in America, bro.
Yeah, man. Like, see, because like I said, women, they don't want that real equality. Like, see, real equality. That women don't want that shit, man. Because see, like with that situation that happened to you, like she like women, like they'll do shit like that because secretly they're waiting for some beta chump to come save them. They're waiting for either some beta chump or other women to just join their side just because they're woman. And the thing is, bitches know it. They know it, man. They know it because they know the world's on that shit.
Of course, of course they do. A woman that situation you did. I think you did that last week about the groping the woman when he broke the man.
Yeah.
Now, AD, I bet I don't have $10 million. I bet you $10 million if that was a man off, they would have ripped his ass up. But it's a woman, so it's okay. It's okay. It's a female.
Yeah.
A female can grope a man. And it's not sex. That's sex. It don't matter what gender it is. That's sexual harassment.
Mm-hmm.
You're groping somebody. That's harassment. But it's okay for a woman to do it. Man, do it, you get some trouble.
Oh yeah. Oh, if the man does it, man. Like I don't know if you've seen that whole video on the Patreon, but that's the same author, that Kelly Coffey, the woman who wrote that article. She actually had it where a man put his arm around a woman, and she just. She dug up all his history. He did this and that. He's evil. If you ever see this man in public, call the police. All that,
all that shit. Yep. But guess what though? We couldn't even get the bitch's name that broke the man. We didn't even get the bitch's name.
Yeah,
all we know is she a blonde white woman.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah,
that groped. And you made a very, very, very valid point about what you said about the name shit. When a man did, he's that beta chump that was saying he's not a fucking character. He's a human being.
Yeah.
He's not a fucking thing. He's a human being, then a character, not character, then human being. But see, we live in America where that is backwards over here. where it's like a woman is praised for doing that dumb shit, and then a man he's put down. That's
Yeah.
America, man. Is it the same over there where you live at? Because I know you live in Prague and shit. Is it the same over there, or is it a whole lot different?
Well, it's a whole different dynamic, man. Because for one, sex is not this. I mean, sex is not this thing that is, you know, put on the pedestal for higher mortals, because you can always just go to a brothel and fuck a beauty model for $60. So like they just don't even, the people here just don't, it's just a whole different dynamic with the whole sex. Guys just aren't that thirsty like that to even go out their way to, you know, potentially do something fucked up. Like bitches are just, matter of fact, okay, the first guy, he flew out here, right? But he was a watcher of the channel. He flew out. There's another guy out here now, which I got a text. I keep forgetting to text him. Another guy flew out this month. But the first guy, he flew out here, and I remember when I went to go take him, I took him to go get a SIM card in the mall.
Right.
And we was in the mall. He seen this bitch walking up, going up the escalator. He goes, "Yo, AD, in America, guys would have swarmed her, and here she's being ignored." I'm like, yeah, like, cause she's like, here she's nothing. Out here, like that being attractive and all that, it's just not. It's nothing special out here. So like the whole dynamic is just changed, man. Huh?
Right. I got to see you. I saw a video of somebody else that I watched, and there was this woman, and she got. What I noticed about women, and you said this too, is that when it comes to doing something genuine and being a good person, they get upset.
Yeah.
Because they go through life thinking that, well, if I'm pretty, then I can get what I want, and that's not how that works. Now, it works. It does work, but in reality, because there's always, like you say, it's always going to be some beta dumbass that's going to, you know, give her what she wants because she's a fucking woman. But the reality is that them looks, they're going to fade away. She's going to get old, and all them times that she got what she wanted because she's pretty, all them, that's going to be gone when she gets old. So, but anyway, this woman, she got mad. She went on a whole rant, a dumbass rant. You know, she's a dumb bitch, but she went on a whole rant about how she had to split the bill. Because she went on a date with this dude, and she had to split the bill and pay. You know, when you go to a restaurant with a woman or as a partner or somebody, and you have to split the bill, so 50-50. So she had to do that with the guy. She went on a whole rant. She was mad because she had to split the bill with the dude. So she didn't want to pay for that. She wanted the guy to pay for all the food and the drinks, but she didn't want to chime in. I got to see you that video, though, so you can do a...
Oh, it's a video. Yeah, send me that video.
Yeah, I'm sending to you. Yeah, I know you're gonna roast that. I know you're gonna go ham on that bitch, bro. I already know it. You're gonna go roast that bitch, man.
She is.
It's bitches, man. And when I saw, I wasn't even mad because that's bitches, man. That's women for you. They something else, man. They here in America, they something else. They something else. I wasn't even mad when I saw that because that's just what women do.
Yeah. It gets to a point where you just gotta accept it. You just gotta accept it, and you know, and again, like I always say this all the time, like don't be like, and I'm not saying this to you directly, but to like you know anybody watching, like don't be afraid to be alone, man. It's perfectly okay to be alone.
Oh yeah.
Don't be afraid of that shit. Like women need to be around people. They need that validation. Like men don't be like anybody's watching somebody, huh? What'd you say?
I said as men we go through life being by ourselves. You know, I mean it's just where a guy, you know, he's good looking, so he has bitches around him and all that. But overall, we go through life being by ourselves. You know. Yeah. It's not like with women. Whether it's a man or a woman, women are going to always have people around her, whether it's a female or male, because, you know, that's just how it is. But, you know, for a man, we're always going to be, not always, but, you know, for the first part of our life, we're going to be alone and not really with people like that. So it's something that, you know, has to, you know, like I agree with you say, you know, don't be afraid to just drop a bitch. You know, if she's not doing something that you like, just drop her ass, man. Yeah. Be by yourself, man. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
wrong with that at all, man. Just find, focus. I always say focus on yourself. Chasing bitches and all that shit is a waste of time, man. Focus on something that you like to do. It could be a hobby. It don't matter what it is. You just focus on that. Chasing these women aren't worth chasing, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not, man.
Yeah.
At all.
It's because I mean, okay, because when I was, because I always say, I mean, I'm 35 now, but when I was younger, like you want to be in the crowd, like when especially when you be like late teens, early 20s, like you
Right.
want to be in a crowd, like you want to be with people,
Right.
you know, you want that shit,
Right.
and then it's like it's
Right.
that awakening as a guy, like you got like more men should talk about like it's okay, like you want it, but also you got to understand, like for the younger guys, it's okay to be alone.
Right. Right. It's okay, man. It's not. America, they like shaming. I remember I saw this video. This is off topic, right? But I saw this. You know Tyrone Magnus? He's a reactor. Do you know who he is?
No, I might just not know the name, but yeah, good. You can go ahead.
Yeah, he reacts to videos. So long story short, he made a video about how he timed the video what I paid for it, and we all know what that means. What he paid for sex,
Okay.
and he said no. But what he said, what he said that really interested me was that he said no because what the fuck did he say? He said because I can get women or some shit. I forgot. He can always get a woman, so he doesn't need to buy a prostitute or some shit. I was like, what do you think that means when he said that?
What?
What is that?
I mean, okay.
That part interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, he said he can always get a woman. He does have to pay for sex. Okay. And
Right.
every guy's a little different. So for me, man, my thing about it is I'm not a fan of, okay, even when it comes to a hooker, I'm not a fan of only fucking a woman one time unless she was just bad at sex. We just weren't compatible. Then I'm cool.
Right.
But like otherwise, like I've never liked one night stands. I've never liked because you don't even get to feel each other out. You don't, you know, you're not getting in any. It's just like pure, it's pure basic sex a lot of times. So like just for one, you're
Right.
just going to get a girl in a club one night, something like that. You're not getting the deeper kinks and fetishes and all that shit like that. So like I've
Right.
never. So even when it comes to prostitutes, I would always just have my certain few and just rotate between those, whenever I felt like getting, this or that again type of thing. But with the going out and to be able to get women, see, at some point that has to trickle off into one or two areas. One area is he has to continuously play this game of validation from getting a woman off of his personality, which is cool, but in the long run, the guy is going to end up following more than he's leading, doing it that way. In a lot of guys, they'll end up in that. Now, the other way where it can work is the guy usually has to be just a complete sociopath to succeed in doing that. And a complete sociopath,
Right.
I mean, it's not negative, but okay, a sociopath, it's typically, somebody who has like genuinely no feelings for another human. They'll just say and do anything to get whatever they want type of shit. So usually that goes in one of those two routes. If you just focus on picking up bitches just from talking to them and just doing that.
Right.
That's my thoughts on that.
Right.
What do you
Yeah, I
think?
definitely agree, man. I agree. That definitely that caught my eye. Like, what does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just want the meaning. I have a question. So I'm a dancer. I
Okay.
dance.
Okay.
And I've always heard ever since I was a kid that women like guys that dance. Is that true or is that false? I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you. Okay, but from my experience, I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's funny. Because as soon as you brought up the dance thing, I was thinking back to when I had to go to Kentucky to help a friend of mine film professional dancers, and we ended up hanging out and talking with them, and we was talking about all this real shit. And the vibe that I was getting, and then I don't know if you watched last live stream when the first time I went to New York City, I went when that whole when America's Best Dance Crew shit was going on, like maybe like 10 years ago, 15 years ago now.
Yeah, I remember that. I definitely remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it, and it was girls. It was girls with with those guys I grew up with, and well, I didn't grow up with, but I went there with them. From what I see, well, from what I gather of it, the reason why women like guys who dance, I think from what I see out of it is what seems to be appealing is not really the dance. It's the ability to do something that takes courage to get up and do without worrying what other people are really thinking about you. That freedom.
Right. The confidence.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I think from what I seen of it. Okay, because because I don't know if you remember I told that story about the girl, one of the girls we went with. She was trying. She came up rubbing her leg up against mine after I told this dude to pull over and stop because I had to pee. It was this girl.
Right.
But the core thing is, I think like you said, and like what I see, it's the confidence that you are willing to go out there and do something where everybody can see you and you don't give a fuck. That's what it is.
Right.
That's what I gather. What do you think?
Right. Yeah, I think so, man. I think because I dance in front of people. I don't really care, about what people think, I don't really fuck. But I dance in front of people all the time, and mostly get approached by girls. So I was wondering, is that true? Because I mostly get approached by women and say I'm a good dancer, and they want to hang out and shit. And a couple of times, one bitch, she tried to twerk on me while I was dancing. I'm like, get the fuck off me.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, man, like all women really want is just that freedom. They want that. All women really want is that freedom and that male protector. Those two.
Right.
That's all they really want, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man.
They want that freedom and protection. You hear it all the time, man, with these women. They want to be they don't want to be locked down. They want to be free. What's other thing to say? Forgot.
Oh, somebody wrote in the comments.
They don't want to settle.
Yeah, so somebody wrote in the comments, brothels or I guess dolls, meaning sex dolls. Which one would you? I couldn't fuck a sex doll, man, because like I'm sadistic. I like to hear bitches like choke and all that shit. So I couldn't do. I ain't
gonna lie, D. I would, but eventually I would get tired of that shit because it's not real. It's just fucking plastic. It's not. Like you said, I actually want that. I want to hear a girl moan and call it and say daddy and all that. I want that. And then you can't hear that from a dog. So.
Yeah, even if you like recorded the voice.
I would do that.
Yeah, I would try it. But you like even if you like record a voice, because I remember I was watching some Manosphere dude a long time ago, and he was comparing it, and he said he completely it worked for him. He was cool with a sex doll. But I gotta hear I gotta hear him slap their ass and hear them moan and shit and all that. Like I need that reaction.
Yeah.
But I understand some guys could do it though.
Right. It'd be funny when you be blowing your nose and that should be hilarious. But I like that because it's real, So some of these I don't know. I don't want to say manosphere dudes. I don't really watch them like that. But some of these people, they so fucking fake, man. It's like they fake, but you real. That a lot of dudes they don't even confident enough to do something like that. Like most dudes will get are afraid to get shamed for that.
Oh yeah.
Blowing your nose in the camera. Yeah, so they're afraid. So that's why most dudes won't do that shit because of what somebody was thinking of. But I respect the fact that you just do it,
Yeah.
Without worrying about what the fuck somebody else is saying. That's dope, man. I like that.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, man.
That should be hilarious, man. That shit is funny.
Yeah.
That shit is funny.
Hey, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let Tom because this is getting late. Right? I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna get this other caller. But hey, thanks. Hey, write me on Patreon too, man. It was great talking to you.
Thank you too, man. I've been wanting to talk to you for a minute, man. But I fuck with the content, bro. you were literally the best red pill red pill content or whatever. You the best on YouTube, man. Seriously. So keep it up, bro.
Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot. Yeah, so yeah, I'll let you go, man. Hey, have a good day, man. It's great talking to you.
You too. You too, bro. Thank
See
you.
you. So we have T. Hey, man, can you hear me?
Hey, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Okay, I thought you were on video because I see the picture. Okay, say how's it going, man?
Yeah. I'm good, man. I'm good. Glad to be on here, man. I've been watching your content for a while, and man, it's like the dude said before. You're like one of the I would say you're one of the best out here, man. Just spreading a lot of knowledge, a lot of just. I think my fault. I was actually coming up the stairs, but I think what separates you from a lot of people that's on here is you give like this real deep psychological breakdown of female nature, man, and it really like it just gives me like a bit like a breathing heavy.
Oh, you cool.
But it just gives me a different way of looking at women.
Right on. Right.
You know, a very different way of looking at women. So I mean, damn, like I don't hear nobody saying the things that you say. You know.
Yeah.
From a psychological perspective, man. Like I don't hear a lot of people saying the things that you say, man. Especially as it pertains to, you know, women needing protection and things of that nature. Like I don't hear anybody talking about that, you know. There's a lot of things that you said that has when I look back at my own, because I'm 33 years old.
Okay.
And when I look back on my experiences with women or just through observation, it's like, oh, that's true. Like, I see what he's talking about, man. Like, I see what he's saying. Like, that's profound, man. Because because just to give you a rundown, man, in college, I wasn't like the ladies' man or whatever, but I just used to observe a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if you could call it red pill or not or anything like that, but I just used to observe a lot, and there was things that always seemed like, I don't know if I could trust these women, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know if I could trust them in a way that, you know, what's been portrayed to you, you know, based on your upbringing or media. And even when I started working at various companies, like I just always noticed certain things about, you know, female nature. Yeah. But I just couldn't, I couldn't, like, I used to compartmentalize it, but I never used to, it wasn't like general, you know what I mean? It was just a I just compartmentalized it a lot. Like, all right, these girls are like this, and you got your good girls over here. Yeah. You know, but I didn't know that, like, that was just a common trait among a lot of women, you know. Like, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, there was a woman I used to work with, and she said, she was like, T, I got 3 boyfriends. Mm-hmm. I was like, what? She said, I got one for weed.
Yeah.
I got one for sex.
Yeah.
And I got one just to keep me company, you know, whenever I need somebody to talk on.
Yeah.
And I was like, girls really doing this out here?
Yeah.
And
sucking dick for weed, sucking dick for a ride to work. They doing all that, yeah.
Yo, she was like, man, she was probably like 40 years old at the time. This was probably like 2013, 2014, man. And
she was 40?
And I was like, yeah, she was this 40-year-old Jamaican woman, man. I'll never forget. She was this 40-year-old Jamaican woman, had this accent, all that, man.
Yeah.
And we used to talk a lot, man. We used to talk a lot about things, but I'll never forget, she had this little flip phone, and she was texting this dude or whatever. And I was like, oh, you texting your boo? She was like, yeah, one of them. I'm like, She was like, yeah, I got like 3 boos. I got one for weed.
Yeah.
I got one for sex. And I got one for, just, for attention or whatever.
And
I
at
was
40,
like,
that's rough. At 40, that's for her to be 40 and doing that still. That's rough.
yeah. And I was like, but I didn't. To me, I guess the wheels started turning.
Yeah.
But I was still in like this. Nah, that's not the type of girl I want to be with. I'm gonna get that unicorn. And
yeah.
yeah, man. Yeah. I was just like, yeah, she just what? Because I was, like I said, I compartmentalized a lot of women. I just would group them into this section, but I would have, the unicorn in this section.
You found the
but
one.
Then what happened was,
like you found the one. You found the one unicorn.
Yeah. And like when I started like seriously dating like that in my 20s, man, it just seemed like the concept of you text the girl because I'm like I don't want to say I'm old school, but I come from the time in high school and and I feel old saying this, but you used to when you talk to a girl, you get on the phone and you talk past a certain amount of time, boom, 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 whatever. But when social media started coming up, I started to see a transformation.
Yeah.
Like I know, man, I'll never forget. I remember I was talking to this girl. Mm-hmm. And I was used to being on the phone, whatever. We chit chat here and there, we hang out.
Yeah.
And I hit this girl up on the phone, and she was like, "Yo, I can't talk right now," because I was in like a big texter back in the day. So it was like, let me get, and it was always got to get me on the text, always got to get me on the text.
Yeah.
And then that's when
yeah, she's with the other guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's when I realized, man, like. She started like, I wouldn't say she started, but she was courting a lot of dudes.
Yeah.
And this was new to me, man. I was like, nah, like, I didn't want to believe it. Like, nobody, she ain't doing that. She got morals, man.
Yeah.
Like, she got morals, man. Like, but then I just started seeing it. I remember one time she told me, And this is when we kind of stopped messing around, but she told me about her past, and she was like, yeah, I used to see multiple men, and I just needed attention. That's what it was. Like, I just want attention. Like, I just need the attention.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad she told you that. That was honest. I'm glad she just told it to you. She just wanted attention.
Yeah, but you know what? I didn't get it. At the time, it was like, I didn't understand it. Like, what? Attention? Why do you need attention? I was kind of looking at it from the male point of view, right? And
like, I'm giving you all the attention. I'm giving you attention. What do you mean you need attention? Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and I didn't get it at the time, and it was I started just having like these hiccups with women. Like, I had no problem like getting women, but it was like kind of keeping them engaged. I just started getting these little hiccups, and I'm like, what's going on? And then that's when I started doing my research. And I found this one dating coach, right? His name was, this is what kind of started the wheels started turning for me. I found this guy named Corey Wayne. And then, I don't know if you ever heard of him.
I don't think so, no.
He started like breaking certain things down. And I was like, oh, he would say stuff like, oh, women are seeing multiple men. Like, if you see a woman, just keep in mind they're seeing multiple men. And I'm like, oh, that's, but I still didn't get it. And it's when I started like listening to guys like Coach Redpill and, Coach Greg Adams and stuff like that. And that's how I found your work. I found your work because you did a video on this prostitute. I think her name was Snow Bunny Steph or something like that. Yeah. And then when I started seeing you break down like all of these, it was just the way you did it psychologically. I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Okay.
That makes sense. And then you just kept doing it in each and every video, and I was like, oh. Now I get it. Now I get it. It all makes sense now, man. And I was just like, wow, like, like I'm surprised. I'm surprised they ain't come after you yet, man. Like,
oh, I am too. Yeah, I am too.
Like, I'm surprised they didn't come after you yet, man, because the stuff you're teaching, man, is just it really fucked my head up. Like, it didn't fuck my head up, but it fucked my head up, but it really changed how I see a lot of things, man. Like, even I remember one of my homegirls, like, we had a conversation and she was like, how you know that?
Oh yeah.
She was like, how you know that? You're not supposed to know that. And I was like, hey, you know,
You've been watching AD.
I just know. You're like, how you know that? And I was like, hey, I just know, man. I just know. Like, I didn't. And then she was just kind of taken aback, but yeah, man, the way you break this stuff down is just, it's crazy, man. Like, I don't know how, like, I don't know if you have like a psychology background or something like that, or you just always been like that. It's amazing, man. It's crazy. I'm even seeing it with my own mother.
Okay.
Like, I see it with my mother. Like, I see the codependency, and it's like,
okay.
I understand it. Like, I understand it based on just watching a lot of your content. And it's like, oh, wow. Like, I get it. Like, I see the codependency and, like, the breakdowns she has, like, the mental breakdowns, the emotional breakdowns, all of that.
I tell you what, man. I don't know if you had or you or anybody who's watching right now. You know you on the show, right? They can't see you. Only I can see you, but you know they can hear you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I say to anybody watching, you know, or anybody, or even you, like I tell you what I was thinking about a relative of mine who was a really good teacher. She was old. She died a long time ago, but I was a kid, man, and she lived in Atlanta. And what I recommend for guys to do, if you have like that older, like an older woman, when I say older, I mean like 60, 70, usually by the time they get that old, either they don't care at all or they're like hyper aware of not showing their cards as women. But like for the ones who don't care, talk to them, dude. Talk to them and ask them, because they'll tell you. A lot of times they'll tell you how they treated men like garbage, who treat them like gods. And I'm thinking of one right now. She told me, that was a sad story, because she the woman who hired me at the VA in Ohio, she was a single mom of 3 kids, and she was a party girl, blah blah. And she told me more than you would want to know about her past, dude. Trust me. Like, as a single mother of 3 kids, party girl, all that. And she told me about this one guy. She still feels bad. She still pretty much tears up if when we get on this time, because I call her. We talk on the phone even now. My girl knows her, but they know each other by first name. And
right.
She told me story. This one guy like worshipped the ground she walked on. Right? Worshipped the ground she walked on. She was a single mother, 3 kids. She treated him like shit. She'll tell you this shit. And she because she tried to get him away from her, because she thought that he was too good for her, that she didn't deserve him. So she would treat him like shit, never answer his calls. He'd buy her gifts. She would just give it back to him. She'd take it. She needed it. She'd keep it. With a guy,
wow.
There's a sad story. He ended up getting cancer and dying at like 40, and she's still fucked up. But like, see, these are the stories bitches don't talk about on YouTube, and they ain't gonna tell you this on, you know, where a crowd is watching. You gotta find these women. Go find older. This is why I tell everybody who's watching, anybody, go find older women and have conversation. Ask them about, you know, their past and date. Hey, don't try to come off like you trying to fuck her, but like on some, you know, like just existing as human type shit.
Right.
They'll tell you, dude. They'll tell you a lot of shit.
You know what? You're right about that, because I had a conversation last week with an older woman. Mm-hmm. She ain't tell me what her age was, but I'm assuming she could be around that 45, maybe close to 50 range.
Sure.
And we had this conversation, and we were talking about OnlyFans. Right? And I was just joking. I said, man, I I think this is how prostitution started, right? I was like, there was a woman that probably ain't want to give a dude no pussy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude is probably like, listen, name your price, anything you want. I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah.
Right?
Because I just love you that much. Yeah, I just want your pussy that much. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just made a joke. And I said, yo, I said, hey, I'm sure at one point in life, every woman, if you have that kind of power, I said, at one point in life, every woman has had to like prostitute themselves for something. Like, like, even if you didn't think you did it, you may have done it in some degree, right? And if she was like, T, I don't know why, but every guy always makes that argument. And I'm going to tell you something right now. She said, women don't got to do shit. Mm. All we got to do is just show up.
Yeah.
And we'll get shit.
Yeah.
You don't got to do shit.
Yeah.
You don't got. She said, I hear guys say this shit all the time, like, we got to do something in order to get something. And then she was like, I ain't got to do shit. Mm-hmm. All a woman has to do is show up and be a woman. Yeah. And you're going to get some shit for free. Yeah. And I was like, damn. Yeah. Like, I don't think a lot of women would have even admitted to that.
Especially younger girls, no. Because when they're younger, they still want to feel like they achieved something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they know the reality for real.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man.
And it's like I think a lot of women don't want to admit that their life is on easy mode, man. Like I used to work at this company. Like, you know, listen to the things that you say. Mm-hmm. I used to be a telemarketer. This was like, you know, almost a decade ago. Mm-hmm. And before I got there, there was a manager that used to work there, and he was dating one of the women that was part of the staff. That was one of the sales reps, right? And I think he was like a manager or a general manager, but he had control over like the systems, who gets leads and everything. But because he was fucking the girl, she was getting most of the sales. Like, she was getting, like, he was connecting her system to whatever he had, to where she would get most of the leads. Mm-hmm. She would get the closing leads, and then her sales just started fucking, you know, just boosting. Mm-hmm. And for one reason or another, they found out what was going on. The dude ended up getting fired. He went to another company. She got fired, whatever. So I say that to say this. And I was telling my boy about this. I was like, man, like, women, I think there's a lot of women in companies that have opportunities, but they want to make it seem like it's hard work, but they could have had like alternate practices to get it, you know, that most people don't even know, man. Like, they could have gotten special benefits and privileges, maybe fucking the manager, probably got him a promotion, or, you know, probably got him, you know, in this office or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. You know, I don't think, you know, I think that happens, but I don't think it gets mentioned a lot. You get what I mean?
Oh, it happens a lot, man. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, people just don't talk about, because, like, man, like, because it's that thing, like I said a long time ago, and I think in a live stream or a video, man, it's like the easiest path for men and women tends to be like vilified in the world. So like the easiest path for a woman is to just start fucking and sucking, and she gonna get somewhere. And the easiest path for a man is just to beat somebody up and take something. And those two things are like usually like our easiest paths are vilified in the world. You know what I'm saying? Which ours just makes a little more sense, because like we actually hurting motherfuckers. Where bitches, they gonna hurt you, but they gonna hurt you in a complete indirect way. It's not gonna be direct. But yeah, man. But yeah, no, that happens like, a lot, man.
Emotionally, or they hurt your pockets.
Yeah, man.
Or when they get tired of you, they scream, "Me too, man."
Yeah. Just because she's tired of you. And you know what? And motherfuckers will believe her because she's a woman. And she said it. So that's all it takes.
Right.
We don't care
and
about
it's like,
DNA.
I think, yeah, they don't, it's like they don't care, but it's like they don't, you know, like now you're seeing this, but before, I'm admit, like before I probably would have like coddled it or victimized it. Like, oh my God, poor this, poor that. But it's like when you look at your own experiences, man, and you seen like all the fucked up shit behind the scenes that you saw women do, but you couldn't make sense of it. It's like you look back like, oh, okay, I don't know if the man is really that wrong in that situation because we don't know all the details. Like we don't know everything that went on behind the scenes because like women can bend the truth or change the narrative or create a certain narrative, and she knows she can like get away with it, and it's interesting now, man. It's interesting that you have like these perspectives, guys can have these perspectives and they don't have to like fall into these so quote unquote lies,
Yeah.
So it's interesting, man. But yeah, man, I'm glad, man. I'm glad we have guys like you, man, just out here, just helping guys just think differently about things,
Thanks a lot, man.
For real.
Appreciate it. Yeah. And see, like in the U.S., man, I'm assuming you're in the U.S. You say it sounds American.
Yeah, I
Okay.
live in New York. I live in New York, man.
Okay. Right on.
I live in New York. ultra masculine women out here.
You in the city?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I live right in Queens, man.
Oh,
right
shit.
in Queens.
Right on. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Ultra masculine women out here, man.
Is it?
Masculine women. Yeah, trust me. Yeah, I could spot a New York woman. Like I was on a Zoom call actually earlier.
Okay.
It was like a business Zoom call, and I heard the woman's accent and her like posture. And I'm like, oh, she's from New York. And
like that
she
quick.
admitted it. Yeah. Because have you ever been to New York or?
Yeah, I've been twice. Here's the thing, like I've been twice. I only heard like that stereotypical accent one time. They're like, "Hey, I'm walking here." That shit. I only heard it like once. Out of all the people I've seen,
You come out to New York, man, and you really like spend. I would say, let's say you spend like a month out here, and you go through like Brooklyn, you go through Queens, you go through the Bronx, you go through certain parts of the city like Harlem or whatever. You're gonna see it. The women are a lot more aggressive. They're a lot more tougher out here. And you can pick that up. Because when I went to Miami, I actually went to Miami a couple months ago, and I saw the difference. I really saw the difference between the girls in Miami. Although they're a little bit shallow, but they were a lot more nicer than the girls out here in New York. The girls out here in New York are a lot more, a little bit more tougher, in terms of you'll meet some nice ones here and there. You know what I'm saying? If they live in like the suburbs or something, but the ones like the city girls, they're real masculine.
Okay, yeah. I was just both times. The first time I went, man, I was just so caught up with going there for the first time. Because I'm not. Well, it sounds like you from there. You sound like you kind of like was raised there. Yeah. So I went there. I'm from Ohio, man. So like I had never seen buildings that tall or anything. So I'm just caught up with just like seeing. So I just walked like all fucking day.
Right.
That type of thing. And the second time I went, I only stayed for the weekend because I rode out there with a friend.
Right.
Because here's another topic I always want to touch on, man. We got about 5 minutes left for this call, so
But
because the Zoom's running out. I rode out. I just like spontaneously just said, I'm gonna drive to New York, and and me and my friend, we was trying to get people to go, and everybody they said, yeah, I'll go, and they would just cancel, like they wouldn't show up where we was at a Meyer, so it was just me and him. So we get to driving out there. Halfway down the highway, he goes, "Oh, I don't know how to drive." Hey, motherfucker, we so I had to drive the whole way from with him and the other side.
Right.
We was fucked up, tired. This is before the days of Airbnb. We didn't have any money. We just started college. We had like maybe $200 between us. So New York City, you can't get shit for $200. So we just slept in the car. No. We only stayed for the weekend. I said, look, we can't keep doing. We just gonna go back. So I didn't even walk around a lot the second time I went. We just stayed for the weekend. But yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. Huh?
Yeah. You said you were gonna touch on something.
I forgot, man. I'm getting tired, man. I've been waking up super fucking early these last few weeks, man. I'm getting tired. It's 10:22.
Yeah.
It's 10:30 here now. So what's about 4:30 there?
Yeah, it's 4:22 out here, man. It's 4:22, man.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, like, if ever, I don't know if you, because it seems like it's real nice in Europe where you at, man, with the women and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, but it's just it's not okay. It's not as okay. I don't want to sound like I'm trash in New York City, but it's not as as dirty as New York. But you know, it still has its quirks. You know, it still has its quirks.
Right.
You know, but it's. I would much rather stay here than go back to the U.S. The only way I would go to New York, the only way I would go live in New York is if I had a guaranteed like $10,000 deposit to my bank account every month just for waking up. That's the only way. I'm too scared of New York. I'm scared of that shit.
That's practically what you probably need to live out here, man. Like at least like maybe like $5,000 or some shit. You know what I mean? Just to live out here, man. Just because the rent is insane. There's no need to drive out here because the insurance is crazy. The insurance is insane. Just everything else, man. It's really high. I mean, it's gone down because of the pandemic. Because a lot of people left New York. A lot of people went to Florida. They went to Texas. They went to North Carolina. So a lot of the a lot of landlords are like, we'll offer you 4 months of free rent.
Damn.
If you just come stay in this apartment, man, like they're trying to fill apartments, man, because like people are just leaving. People are leaving. You know, and they're just mandating a lot of things, man. Like now, you know, if you don't have the vaccine, you can't dine in, you can't go to the gym, you can't like pretty much all your regular day-to-day activities like that's indoor, that requires you to be indoor and stay indoors. You can't do that unless you get a vaccine.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of people are just like, you know, fuck it. They're just leaving. They're going to like Florida, like more conservative states where they're not like enforcing that type of stuff.
Small, like my girl, she said the only time I heard that go on here was we have about two minutes left now. She was getting a pedicure at her place and they wouldn't let her get a pedicure because she didn't have the vaccine. But that was the only time I heard that here. I haven't heard it. You can eat. Well, they tried to say that, but restaurants were supposed to do it, but nobody followed it here. They just said fuck it and just opened up, you know.
Oh yeah. Over here they're enforcing it, like because I think, you know, if there's always that fear, like if they don't do it, somebody might just walk in, could be undercover, and the cops are out here like undercover. You know, we might get fined or some shit like that. So there's always that fear of, you know, a cop coming in and finding the establishment and stuff like that. So they're really, really, really strict on that. Some companies, some places are like, fuck it, we're not doing it. Like, you could come find us all you want, but we're not doing it. Yeah. But that's few. That's only a little bit.
Yeah. I don't want this to cut off like it did on last stream on the call. So it says less than a minute now. Okay. So yeah, man, it was great talking to you, man. Great talking to you.
Yeah, you too, man. Definitely gonna keep catching all your work. I know you posted something today, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, so it's gonna cut off in a minute. So if it cuts off, I apologize.
Okay, cool.
So yeah.
All right, buddy.
It's good talking to you, man. I'll let you go.
We're gonna catch up.
Cool. Right. See you, man. Bye. All right, so let me check the comments one more time. Let's see where we at. Okay, here we are. Always have great callers, man. It's always nice to have people call in. Great fucking callers. Callers. Great stories and great topics. New York, New Jersey women are hard. Little word. Yeah, I mean, what was that show, Jersey Shore? I'm gonna get off here in a minute. It's 10:27 out here now. I'm getting tired. New York, Jersey. I remember that show Jersey Shore. Them bitches, like, I got a sense of that from that show Jersey Shore, but that's a TV show. But them bitches was fucked up. Like, just that. Okay, now that is a big difference. Which I should have told T about that. Now the women in Europe will be more feminine. I'll give the European women that. They'll be definitely more feminine. You won't find many tomboyish girls out here. You won't find. Well, I haven't seen many. Everywhere I've gone, that whole push of women to be more masculine and all this shit. No, I haven't seen it out here. And the thing is, like, I have more faith for the UK than the US because the UK knows this shit exists. Where the US and America, like, we don't really know this exists. Like, we don't travel here for vacation just as quick. You know, in the US, it's a 9-hour flight to get over here. Whereas in the UK, it's they just drive under a fucking underwater tunnel for like what? Maybe 20, 30 minutes, some shit like that. I never actually did it. But I know it's a tunnel you can drive to the UK on. And they can just come over here and see it. So UK women, while UK women are fucked up, they are at least aware that, okay, a dude can just go catch $100 plane flight and go find him a wife. You know what I'm saying? And bypass all that old other feminism nonsense that's going on in the UK. I don't understand why more UK. Well, I would see a lot of UK dudes in the brothel, though. They would, fly out here for a weekend or some shit. I would see, like, groups of them. They'd come and just fuck all the bitches and leave. I don't understand why more of you dudes in the UK don't just do that. Just catch a bus or something, get an Airbnb, and just come out here and, hook up, go to brothels, fuck hookers, go to, if your thing is clubs, go to clubs, fuck, go to one of these clubs that have, a lot of tourists in them and just go fuck a bunch of random bitches from different countries. I don't know why UK dudes don't do that more often. I really don't understand that. Hey, Rod Eric. 80, peace out to hey, I see you, Ninja. I'm probably late, Ninja person. But yeah, see, hope you have a good day, man. So yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. It's a great live stream, great callers. Again, thanks for all the support. Thanks for anybody who clicked on anything because it had my name on it. Thanks for all the kind words and theories and thoughts and suggestions and shit. It's fucking great. And again, thanks for every click, every like, every Patreon supporter. Everybody's fucking amazing, man. So yeah, I'm out of here. You guys